Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for episode 60, the episode 60 of Edge of Legend. We hope you liked Blood Money on Monday. Hope you like At the Table on Tuesday. And here we are for the big week show, Edge of Legend. And I'm so excited to see all these lovely heroes of tomorrow with us today. And we are going to get right into an introduction, give you a little recap in case you didn't get to see Sidney's awesome recap on Nat 20 Prods on YouTube. And let's get right into this bad boy, starting, of course, with Mr. Michael Powell. Who you playing? Pronouns what?
Oh, well, I, as always, am Michael Powell, and I play the fabulous Rufa, and our pronouns are he, him, they, them.
Awesome possum. All right, next up, Ian. Who are you playing? Who? Pronouns who?
My name is Ian. I am playing Woodward, the gnome druid, and rolling for his little buddy Mush. And our collective pronouns are he, him.
All right. Sidney, what? Who? Is this XYZ? What's your pronouns?
Who, what, where?
Yeah.
Hello. My name is Sidney Rubino. I play Alona, the half-elf cloistered cleric, and my pronouns are she and her.
Awesome. Sam Sterling, who are you? Who are you playing? And what are your pronouns?
Like you said, I'm Sam Sterling, and I'm playing Ichipatan Papaqui, also known as La Pacifica Dorita. And our pronouns are she, her. I don't know where that came from, but that's what we're going with.
Look, I've been goofy like the entire 3/4, 3/5 this introduction, so let's just roll with it. Why not? Last and of course, certainly not least, Kylie. Who are you? Pronouns, what's up?
Hi, I'm Kylie, or I go by Kai. It really doesn't matter at this point. Dogs, I swear. Dogs are making me mad. Where was I? I play the Elven Ranger named Shionovus that shoots stuff, and we go by she, her.
Awesome possum. My name is PJ Megaw. I'm the GM of Edge of Legend and Nat 20 Productions. My pronouns are he, him, and I'll be playing everyone, everything, and every NPC in between. And let's get into today's episode. So at episode 59, if you haven't had a chance to see Sidney's amazing recap, effectively speaking, they finally stood toe-to-toe with the big bad evil guy, Korokos. It was a hell of a slobber knocker, but in the end, Korokos got the victory, took the W, and with nothing else to do in the city, he went back to his floating dead dragon corpse castle in the sky. The fast healing 5 kept all of our heroes from dying completely, coming back from the dead, and kind of gathering their resources in Agrippa upon Aubert, just kind of rallied. And in the night of the partying to celebrate that AOB is still there, the darkness herself, Hush Snagglefoot, wow, I'm really on a roll, let Rufa know that Zaka was attacking from the north, above Agrippa, or above Adolphon Prime. And this is where we start off episode 60, the big 60, still the night of the celebration. And I believe there's some great Tezuku mead and a couple other parties going on. Now, you are all free to roleplay the party if you want, but if you'd like to get down to business and focus more on Zaka's attacking Adolphon Prime from the north, we can also go into that. The question is, how do you feel? What do you want to do?
The question is it ethically responsible for us to party first, or do we just drop everything and go? Because, you know, I mean, listen, we work real hard, but people are gonna real die.
Yeah,
but also, doesn't it take 3 days to get to Adolphon Prime from Agrippa upon Aubert?
It does indeed. Now, I don't know if you have an idea of exactly where Zaka's coming from. I know you just know that he's attacking from the north. Or any other researches, if you want to try to do some sort of, for lack of a better word, research action, downtime action, to get some better ideas about Zaka's warpath into Adolphon Prime, you can make a number of checks. If you have one you'd like to make instead, give me the reason, we'll go through that. But you can make basically a warfare lore or some sort of underworld lore to talk to, say, a spy in your employ. You can make a religion check to pray for a sign or some better understanding of things. Kai, don't you laugh at me, Kylie. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Anyway, or anything else.
It wasn't just me.
I think that the warfare and underworld thing was directed towards me as an investigator.
You can make an occultism check too. You can make whatever check you want. You can make a nature check, a survival check to like do some scouting. Choice is yours, all.
Okay. You know what? I'm actually going to make. You know what? I'm going to bring this.
Definitely interested in the occultism chick, since we're mentioning it.
Who is she?
Her name is Morgana. She really likes sage.
Underworld lore or warfare lore? I will say warfare lore is higher.
Your choice.
No, I'm asking the party.
Oh.
I don't think anyone else here is warfare.
I do.
No, but I'm saying anybody else.
Yeah.
So if you roll it, it means it'll cover us.
Okay.
I think you should do both. Whichever one you feel is
I
best.
do both, PJ?
Well, that's a great question.
Yeah, everyone can roll whatever they want.
No, can I do both? Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Underworld.
So sorry. So sorry. Hearing a lot of different things and voices. You can do only one.
Okay. You know what? I think right now it makes more sense for warfare, especially since we do know that Zaka's attacking from the north. So let's go. Let's roll our warfare. Well, first of the night.
Well,
oh my
wow.
God!
Nice.
All right.
He's
Natural
unstoppable.
20.
Yay! Huh. Nat 20 Productions got a Nat 20.
Mhm. So that would be also, I guess, a total of, if you want to go number wise, 31.
Yeah. So okay. I will give you a choice in how you can effectively do this. One, you can summon coffee burps. You can summon Snagglefoot to discuss a plan. However, you know that every time you have to talk to Snagglefoot, you have to give Koroko some information. That's how this works for their safety. Or you can effectively look at a map and make some very astute guesses based on your understanding of war.
I think right now, because we've already dealt with Snaggletooth, used her already, I don't want to give them too much information. Want to keep some stuff, play it close to the chest a little bit. So let's go with a map. So can we say flavor wise, we're all gathered around a table. We have this giant map set out. Each corner of the map has like a dagger, kind of, keeping it open. And we have like these little like wooden pieces. You know those war meetings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're using a spatula as that thing that where you nudge the wooden piece.
I just love the chefs just looking at you like, when you're done, I'm taking that back, and I better not get any weird war stains on my spatula, Mr. Warman.
It does seem more realistic that like all the figurines are just pancakes. Like we're having like late night brunch.
No, cookies. They're gingerbread men. They're gingerbread men.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're literally playing with your food. And as you go through it, you start to understand that coming from directly north of Adelphon Prime is a bit difficult because, as you found out in the journey north, well, you guys weren't there, but as we found the journey north, there's a lot of horrible weather conditions that make traveling very hard to do. The flash freezing and the mists of Kaimanlan make traveling very difficult for any army because you have to basically survive the harshest cold imaginable. It makes more sense that probably doing like a hook down maneuver going northwest through the wilderness on the outside of Adelphon Prime's kind of fringe territory. Now, you don't know, I don't believe you did a lot of city planning or some sort of city research infrastructure. I don't know if you know the how Adelphon Prime's fringes work too well, but you can probably bet there's some unregistered housing out there along the way into Adelphon Prime itself.
I would say we do know a little about the city structure, meaning for a fact that we actually had to, when we were at Alphon Prime, restructure some stuff to keep it running, and also roof a property there.
I don't.
You did. Remember, invested in the UFC thing, the Coliseum.
Okay.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Let's have everyone roll a society check.
Society. Who's good at that?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's not gonna be me.
I got a natural 20 for some unbeknownst reason. Like, was it needed? I don't know, but there it is.
Ichi has advantage because she went in with Rufa on the theater business. Maybe.
That's true.
And
I did a lot of research, a lot of market research.
And fought
market research.
Yeah. So a lot of the businesses you purchased, or at least the housing you purchased, was actually Agrippa upon Aubert. The UFC was a government program, not a city infrastructure. Very different. You basically made a bill that made public street fighting and gambling legal. But what Ichi does,
I don't like that it's run by the government. They now have a legalized fight pit, guys. Well done.
It worked at the time for us, okay? It's working in our favor at the moment.
This is my culture, okay?
But Ichi, you know from kind of being a traveler, a performer, probably done a few shows there, that on the fringes of Alphon Prime, there are tower stations. And these tower stations are basically gigantic stone turrets or towers with kind of remote warning systems put into place. There's a giant kind of reflective bronze dish with a few fires that are there to alert the city when exterior threats are coming in. A border guard or a border alert, if you will, because there is a guard contingency already there and government funding to keep the tower in structure. A lot of people build small hamlets around these towers so that they have safety. If Zaka is marching this way through the fringes, he is most definitely going to be hitting these towers and just decimating any hamlet he can run into with these towers erected.
The tower towns, roof of the tower towns.
Time to light the beacons.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we could send somebody on a bird. It seems.
Does this world kind of have like a pigeon messenger service type of deal?
A pigeon messenger service? Not really. And if they did, it would be probably small distances. It wouldn't be grandiose.
But,
Sidney?
So we can't send a raven.
But we have bats.
Oh, true.
Now, if you want to, because I have a special note here, if they roll, 2 over the DC, this happens. If they roll this over more the DC, they can do this instead. Since you critically succeeded and kicked the crap out of this rule, you can effectively, if intelligently, design a way to affect Zaka's path, delaying his arrival to that tower city by 2 days, allowing you 2 days time.
Really quick, the tower cities. What other towns are there? Are they nearby? Like what is it called? What's that town that had the poop coffee?
It was Fort Raggedy in the territory of Asher. This is mostly around Prime, the Prime capital city.
Okay.
So and again, your knowledge of this is not very in depth. This is more Ichi's knowledge from her experience. But yeah, so that's kind of how it exists so far, and these are mostly a warning for Alphon Prime.
Can I back that up? I got a 25 nature check. I was wondering if there is if there's a road leading through past these towers that Zaka may be using. Is there a pinch point in the hills that are to the north that we know of, like some sort of pass that we may be able to block off? So he has to hike up and around to give us those 2 days.
Actual roads, no. However, it is still very dense forest with a lot of local fauna. A druid could easily influence the fauna, especially with the spirit of Nadir not too far away.
Okay. Looks like I'm making another deal with another god.
And also, could I suggest combining that also with if we somehow rally some troops, like a small consistency, for them to kind of just do like quick guerrilla skirmishes, in and out.
My big thing is maybe if we can slow them down, especially if I have Nadir on the side of this, we can make it look like we don't know they're coming.
Okay.
Right? Like we don't know that they are coming towards Adolfon Prime. We can slow them down with nature and they're like, wow, this forest sucks. And then show up and then we're all like there ready, like, ha ha. You activated our trap card, Pot of Greed.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I had the actual ceramic version of that.
Let's see. How does one? I pour a drink when I have to talk to Rochelle. I understand that. How does one get Nadir's attention? Wait.
Tree?
Well, no, his last hunting ground is out in the farmlands of Agrippa upon a Bear, where we are right now, right?
That was Shulg.
Oh, that was Shulg. Oh, Nadir's just Nadir's the nice lady. Shulg's the creepy hunter guy.
Yes.
Right? Good. Okay. Creepy hunter guy. He's cool, but he gives me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess Woodward's going to suggest it. Hey, I don't know if this is if this is something we should be considering. Alona, you may need to help me out on this one, but maybe we can get Nadir to step in. If those orcs are tramping their way through the forest, they're clearly not going to make anyone happy, and they're not going to make Nadir happy. That's it. So why don't we see if we can talk to her and get her to maybe slow these guys down while we're on our way up.
That's a fantastic idea. PJ, can I roll a religion check to influence how well this conversation with Nadir goes?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
I hope it's real good.
Yo, nature lady, what up?
Hey, nature lady, we need you to help us, please.
Yo, I was just thinking about some leaves, and then you popped up in my head.
Hero point. Please.
Oh no. All right, roll the hero point.
Already. And then I can't. I rolled a 2. I'm not gonna. There's no way.
No.
I refuse. Which one is that? Wait. Better. 19.
Okay. Nice. All right, 19. Yeah, so you will be getting a +1 to every roll in this conversation with Nadir, as well as the information that Nadir is usually very happy and jovial, so long as you don't try to, I don't know, kill animals, destroy the forest in front of her. She's very agreeable.
I bet she appreciated the fact that in Asmacon, I elected to have the heart of palm instead of an actual animal sacrifice. I hope she saw that, because I was impressed with myself, and I hope therefore she's impressed with me and enjoys.
I mean, I would imagine she was very delightfully pleased. She had a little soft smile crosses her face. She's like,
Great.
That was pretty smart.
That's what gives me the +1. Awesome. Can I pray to Nadir right now, or is she still kind of around?
You can absolutely do both. You can pray to her. She will be kind of on the offset of the farmland that you were all in last time when you first met her and Shulg. Because hey, some druid said, "Hey, nature lady." So she's like, "Yes, what?"
Yes. Let's see. Do I have anything I could like give her? Do I have a thing I could give her? I have. No, no, I don't. The only thing I have is the duct tape, and we want to keep that. Cool, great. Well, yeah, Alona's gonna start praying to Nadir. She's gonna think a little bit because she's never prayed to any other god besides Afra before, so this is new for her. And she goes and in like the regular prayer position that she does, and then she kind of like changes it to like a close. She's struggling real hard. And then finally she just goes, "Excuse me, nature lady. My friends and I were wondering, oh benevolent nature lady, if you would not mind assisting us, in the forests to the north, because there is an army that is stampeding through your forests and is quite possibly creating horrible damage to your undergrowth, and therefore it will take 10 times longer for your plants to flourish because of all the troops that are going to be barraging through this lovely green plethora of beautifulness that you have created. So could you help us, please, nature lady?" She's gonna do some weird like viney things with her hands.
There is. I could watch this. Yeah, keep being the
Nailed
wacky arm waving inflatable man. It's great.
I just picturing her, the goddess now as a new age hippie at this point.
But that was awesome. There is a long quiet. It feels like minutes. It's probably only a few seconds, but then the quiet is slowly broken by a voice that you can all hear. When you hear this voice go, I mean, I don't know. The other day I thought was a pine cone. It was a squirrel. I chased it. It was fun. I met a new friend. His name is Richard the Squirrel. I will hope that. Oh, y'all can hear me now. Oh, this is so cool. What? Oh, I know what that means. And then suddenly, like kind of walking out of nowhere on the breeze as leaves kind of flutter about, you see a woman, a tall woman with these great and beautiful deer antlers, and she's petting a deer herself. And she says, I have not been called Nature Lady. That's a new one, but I appreciate it.
Is this the first time we're hearing Mush speak? I know it's not the first time Woodward has heard Mush speak.
Nope. Every single time she's shown up and we're in the presence, Mush has been able to talk to us as a group.
Okay. All right.
And I think the first time we realized that she was actually walking away, so he like cut out mid-sentence. He was like, well, she seemed that. And then it just like stopped, and we were all like, wait, hold on.
Amazing. Great. I hope that was an okay term to use. I am unfortunately woefully underprepared to pray to you, since I've had limited experience with your visage. So I hope that is a good enough term for you. Would you mind helping us, please?
She chuckles a little bit and she goes, yes, that is a very acceptable and wonderful term. I would be very happy to help. You mentioned something about an army hurting my forests. Where is this happening?
Yes. So you know how like just now there was an army that kind of trampled Agrippa upon Aubert and was trying to destroy the city? Well, another aspect of that army is now going to attack the north, in the woodlands area of the north, and they're going to bring their big stomping army feet down to the capital, and in the process, I'm sure, just wreak havoc and burn things and stomp on flowers.
Well, if they attack the world of society, I'm not too concerned with that. But if they do decide to destroy the forests and the animals, well, that I can't really abide by.
Yeah, look, I get you. I don't really care about the city either until it became my problem recently. But what I'm going to tell you is while we go out in the woods and we pick up the sticks on the ground to burn, they just kind of take whatever tree necessary on the way in. And they end up hunting game that shouldn't be touched. They it's not a pretty sight when they come running through here. And I don't even know if it's really the orcs' fault or more of the goblins, because that goblin science stuff takes a lot of wood and fire, and they kind of pollute the earth. And we've seen bonfires and all sorts of stuff that don't really work with anything that you or I stand for at this point. Oh, Lady of the Green.
I rather like this title as well. Thank you, little gentleman of the foot and the moss.
Not bad. I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, you're so sweet. This has been. I normally don't get to talk to people. This is so fun and exciting. Well, okay. Oh, okay. And her head kind of rolls back as her eyes start to kind of become smoky and cloudy, and you see her whole body start to vibrate, and then she stops coming out of it. Okay. Your choice: bears or eagles?
Ooh.
Eagles.
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 Yeah, I like eagles. I think we're gonna be taking some bats in that direction too. So maybe it'll help us not show up on our bats as much if they're used to seeing eagles in the sky.
Oh. You probably then don't want me to bring a storm then? I can make a really nice rainstorm that'll last a week. Just completely black out the sky.
I like the idea, but we kind of have to fly there. We don't have much time. He's supposed to show up in like 3 days, and it usually takes, well, wait, 3 days, I think? Or does it take 3 for us to get up there? I'm not entirely sure at this point. We got to get there right quick. And I think that storm may slow us down.
Okay.
PJ, really quick, can I roll to calculate how long it'll take us to arrive there on bat?
Sure, absolutely.
Are you trying to find the speed velocity of
It will be laden.
bat?
I'm doing a math roll.
It will be a laden bet.
While he's doing that, I have a question.
Sure, I have an answer.
Where's my bird?
Oh, okay. Your griffin?
Yes.
Your war griffin is in the last place you left it, so you get to choose where it's hiding. Because you never told me where you put it.
I kind of forgot where
I really want to see Shionibus walking around just like a clicker waiting to hear a chirp from the bird. Like,
holds up like a piece of chicken, just click, click.
click, click.
No, just holding up an actual chicken.
Trying to find your car in like your garage, like click, click.
Right.
PJ, what am I rolling? I did a roll, but what am I adding to it?
Survival check would be fine.
Okay. And that would be, I got a 16 on this.
Okay. It's hard to say because bats, a small bat and the flight of a bat is very different than a bat that's about 15 times its size because of weight distribution and velocity and the fact that some bats don't fly in straight lines. They kind of have to do a whole bunch of crazy crap, but these guys don't because they're kind of magical and they're kind of not. So you can probably ballpark and say it's going to take you about 2.5 days. But the good thing is that you're not exhausting your horses.
Rufus going to go, it'll take us at about 2.5 days or so, then give or take.
Nate?
I'm sorry, keep going.
No, Nadir, so the last time we met up with these orcs, they kind of rained a lot of fire down on the city. In like 3 days, could you actually make that rainstorm still happen? Just like a nice light sprinkle over the entire bit, the city wetting all down that thatch and such.
I think I'll have to ask my husband half, but I think that we can absolutely wait a few days and then send the rains.
That would be super helpful. I'd appreciate that. Thanks.
Great. He's been really looking forward to doing some work. The man has been killing himself trying to keep the water safe. There are some things down there I do not even want to let you know. It's terrifying.
I think we met half, right? In the store, in the sand seas.
No.
Who picked us up out of the sand seas?
That was the Avatar of Reap Psyche.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, Well, you've been elevated to God, Reaped.
Your
Well done.
avatar
In my mind.
Look, we have a Reaped Psyche and we have a Pengu-chan that are now immortalized somehow in the greater fiction of this universe.
Right, right.
Oh, and we have the SS Scups. How can we forget
Oh,
the SS Scups?
that's true.
Yes. No, Shionibus met Half when she accidentally touched Half's child, who coincidentally is also what Halfson Larian Voss's axe is made out of. And when Shionibus touched the child, Half got really mad and tried to drown her, which is when Pengu-chan's avatar came in and saved Shionibus.
I remember this.
But me trying to get killed by a god is like nothing new, so I can see
No.
it like forgot.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. It is kind of standard procedure. I'm really happy you didn't lead up this conversation.
It was a Thursday for Jonah.
Yeah.
It's like I think ever since episode 1, the gods have been like, "Damn it, woman, stop," or "Damn it, woman, yes." It's one of the two. Yeah, they either want to kill you or they want to take you over. I don't know. Gods are weird.
That was the
but
devils that wanted to take her over.
There was this. There's one. Anyway, so right.
So popular.
I don't wanna be.
She is very happy to bring a storm down in about 3 days' time. I want everyone to give me no, well, if you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Give me a nature or survival check. This will be counting as a deception check to make sure that Zaka doesn't figure out that you pulled some strings with your god chicanery.
The only two skills I'm not good at.
Do I take my assurance and survival,
Yes.
or do I roll it?
Roll it.
Roll it.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, because what's your mod? What's your mod for
+8.
nature? That's pretty
Risk it
good.
for the biscuit.
How is
Yeah.
mine? What?
I got a nat 20
Yes!
right off the top. Oh my god.
Wow,
I take full
tonight
responsibility for that.
I love
That's
this.
incredible.
Woo!
our
There it
dice
is.
are making up for how tired we are.
Yeah.
They're making up for last game.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
I mean, that says you. There was at least 3 or 4 crits on your guys' side against Korokos. I'm just putting that out there.
You
Right.
didn't seem to do anything though.
Right. And then everything else was like down here.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right.
That too.
So that's a 28 for survival.
All right.
16.
16. Very
For-
good. Anyone else?
Dirty.
But
20.
I'm aiding because I suck at this. There's a few things I suck at.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was
gotta-
a 17.
All right.
I got a 17.
Okay. Yeah. No, trust me. You all did tremendous. So when you do officially decide how you're going to be traveling, Nadir, kind of feeling a little sassy, starts to kind of do this like puppet theater. There's this godly vision of what Zaka is going through as he and his unit is moving into position. First of all, when she kind of shows you the story, first a little bluebird comes back, the humming, the one that sings when he talks, and as he sings, you see the image come out of literally his mouth as he's singing. You see Zaka leading the charge with a bunch of gray ash orcs, and you know this because they're covered in all the affectations, the markings, and with the gray ash orcs, there's one guy that he refers to as Spirit Guardian, and he is this old priest of the tribe. He has one eye that's milky white and kind of falls out of the socket every now and then. He kind of pushes it back in. His jaw constantly dislocates and he kind of cracks it back into place. You can even see exposed bone on parts where the skin of his head is worn a little bit. He wears these heavy robes that are just covered in trinkets made of bone and swamp moss, and his whole body is covered in mud, very rich mud. And the Spirit Guardian seems to always try to give Zaka some wisdom, who just kind of shuts him down. Zaka is sporting what's called a mourning scar when you mourn someone. It is a scar that is forced in the back of the head and goes all the way front and splits the face in the middle. working into that flesh as it recovers and heals is a kind of a dark, sooty kind of gray ash that it's worked into the scar. So from here all the way down the side, the middle of his face, is this kind of weird black keloid scar that divides his visage in two. He wears this for his lost brother Xanakin. He has these two axes attached to like a chain that he wears around his shoulders, and one just belches fire, and the other one just breathes electricity as they just hang around his neck. And he has the laser focus of a man with nothing left to lose. But besides the priest and a bunch of gray ash orcs, you see a retinue of monsters you've never seen before. One large blue creature just trudging along, just dragging heavy weapons. This unusual amalgamation of a wolf and a hawk and a deer, and a litany of other like otter people with blood constantly dripping from their fangs. And it's just nasty assortment of creatures. And Zaka is marching. And as he does, that's when Nadir says, "You said eagles, right?" Suddenly, birds just dive bomb their numbers, and they're constantly like, "What is it?" And someone's like, "It's all the meat we're carrying, my lord, but we need it to eat. But it's making the vulture, the raptors angry. Fine, get rid of it. But now we have no food, but we will hunt tomorrow." And they have to take a whole day off to go hunting, and they just get tons of food. And Nadir is enraged that they dare hunt in her forest. Next time, the next day, the eagles are even more vicious, taking swaths and taking stripes of flesh with them as they dive and leave. They have to take a whole day off to address their wounds, and then finally continue to move. All of this you're seeing as you're flying to what I believe is Adolphon Prime, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I rolled a 25 for a nature check. Did I? You said abominations and such that he had in the. Is there anything, because it's a nature check and not occultism? Is there anything natural? Any of the creatures that we saw at all that Woodward would be able to identify?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. So the one creature I described, a wolf, a hawk, and a deer. It's called a periton, and it is a bestial monster that is known for basically tracking its prey through its shadows. And then once it gets close, it makes its shadows grow and then basically attacks, dive bombs, or leaps out through those shadows to kill its prey. That's the one big thing you can recognize.
I was wondering, can I actually roll occultism? I actually have it.
Yeah, I won't be able to give you much, but you can roll it and I'll give you a little bit.
All right.
I also love Avenging Penguin saying, it's a Wallach here.
And I get the +1 bonus because this is part of my ongoing case of the Green War, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
25.
25. You can recognize within the Spirit Guardian and a lot of the Grey Ash warriors of the Grey Ash Orc tribe, heavy necromantic energies, heavy necromantic lifestyles. These guys are bringing with them many war spirits and many necromantic like magical abilities.
Okay.
Yeah, so gang, they got a Wallach here, but the books want me to call it a Parrington. This fancy druid speak for that bear thing. You gotta don't get stuck outside the walls with it. And if you see shadows grow around you, it's hunting you. Look behind you or to the skies. That beast will get you one way or another.
Yes, and on top of that as well, there is Rufus spies a lot of necromantic nastiness there. We might have to contact some of the churches.
Okay.
The bad necromantic stuff, not the good ones.
Oh, not the good kind.
The bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. I will remember.
Does anyone have Arcana?
Oh no.
I mean, yes. Why?
If you roll that, I can give you some information about the big blue thing that's walking with it.
Big blue thing. Is it a big bear in a big blue house?
Is it a mutated Smurf?
25.
25. Nice.
Mini Smurf.
24.
24.
Ayo.
So you two look at this image at the blue bird that sings with the auto tuner, and as you see it, you're like, that's a frost troll. That's a straight up frost troll.
Oh.
That is bad.
Straight up frost troll in the house. Gonna smash your faces in.
I like that he's straightforward about it, at least, that frost troll.
Mhm.
Straight up.
Straight up about it.
Yep. This is why I'm the GM, because I'm
Oh.
so good at my words.
How far away would the closest frost troll stronghold be? I'm just curious about how far this thing came with this army.
Give me either a survival check or a
Nice.
Actually, no, survival check works perfectly for this
Woo! I don't know anything about them frost troll hideouts or the places they may or may not be. Yeah, I got a total of a 12.
Okay. Yeah, your strong bed is cold. If it's cold, probably.
Yeah, there's a frost troll. I'm guessing that Zaka may have come from through the north to pick it up because they like frost, guys. Like snow, like a cave, like where you think you'd find a Yeti or like a polar bear. They like it up there.
You know what? I don't really for that. I don't think it's
Snowy owl. Arctic fox, the north edges of things.
Wait, is it
Oh my God.
is it kind of just to get this straight? Is it kind of like this? And Ichi holds out her hand and makes ice come from it.
Yeah, except like big, like a lot of it. You know what? You may even be able to befriend him. He hasn't probably seen snow in quite a while.
Yeah.
Give him a chilly high five when you meet him.
I just choked.
Was there anyone else going to say or do anything else before we move on? I'm just checking in.
Are my wolves in a prime?
Are you asking if there's wolves in? Oh, you mean Ulfgard, right?
Yeah.
Not yet. I believe since you did the hype train recruitment mission, they are on their way, but they are not there currently. Oh no, I lied. There is a small contingency there.
I thought there
Sorry,
was
just had memory.
there's like a group of them.
Yes, there's a
and then
small
someone off of
contingency.
Larian.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a. Did you ask why there's Ulfgard there? I forgot if we actually covered that.
What?
Okay, so yeah, there's Ulfgard in Alpha Prime. But you're flying, and thankfully, Zaka is delayed by 2 days, which means you land there with approximately 2.5 days before Zaka's troops are going to arrive at the Tower City on the fringes of Alpha. Question is, what are you going to do? How did that even happen?
I'm gonna
Magistrate the Koga
doing
badass chick in the armor who threw spears woman. We need to go find her.
Okay.
I think it starts with a B. Bellina?
Bellina.
Okay, there we go. Magistrate Bellina. I think we need to go find her.
Cheat list. We need a cheat list at this point, I think.
Those are supposed to be the notes we're taking. That's literally our job, and I failed at it miserably.
Okay.
And who's the other one?
I'm gonna go talk to what's her name? I know her name. It's somewhere.
Bowen
Bowen?
Riona.
Bowen.
Yes.
Um.
I'm gonna go talk to her
Oh,
because we're best friends.
maybe Ichi should go with you so they can just give that really nice icy handshake to each other.
Don't forget, Shionibus, you also have to tell her what happened to your son when you sent him out on that death mission to go see Zaka.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's getting better. And then who's the guy that Rufa had a rendezvous with?
Master
Dominus.
Dominus. And that's because but seriously, the part of that he gets all the people together, right? Like he oversees.
Mhm.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ian, come back.
Ian, come back.
You can blame it all
I
on
was gonna
us.
say, I was gonna add, more likely than not, Rufus gonna arrange a meeting with Dominus and Lofon as well.
Oh.
Basically, no, to use Lofon's resources.
All right, so far we've got the main movers and shakers in town. We've got Magister Bellina. We have Lofin Sempris. I guess he's not really a mover and shaker, but we have Master Dominus.
Mhm.
And who was the other person we were going to talk to? Was there another one?
So it's Bowen Rioneg.
Mhm.
Hold on, so I'm gonna have to spell her name, and we'll be getting Ian back pretty quickly. They're probably just resetting their internet connection.
Mhm.
But yeah, we got Bowen Rioneg, Magistra Bellina, words, and we're doing Master Dominus and Lothan Sembris.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's
Master
going to make for an
Dominus.
interesting conversation in the room.
Yeah.
We all just get them in a room, be like, "Yo, team meeting."
We could.
I mean, yeah, it's basically a board meeting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
maybe
that's
talk
a
to
good...
them individually first, and then be like, "Hey, team bonding. Your place midnight." Like,
That's true.
With what's on the line, might as well try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have somebody bring the pastries and have some, coffee.
Is there
Yeah.
anyone else in Adelphon Prime that we have to talk to?
are we friends with anyone?
I
like,
would
in the
suggest
churches?
if what is that Woodward can talk to the dogs.
Right. Yeah.
I can
that's-
totally do that. Sorry, we mentioned Master Dominus got a little hot in here. My internet went down. But that being said, if he can get the people away from the walls and such, I can totally go talk to whoever I need to from the
Yeah.
dogs. I think Zaka's gone right now.
I'm thinking
Not
I think
Zaka.
what we're gonna do is just get everybody together for a board meeting with pastries and coffee.
Hmm.
Nice. And
So,
spinach puffs.
Yeah.
spinach puffs. Who could forget the spinach puffs?
Yeah, we'll also have like PowerPoint presentation and all that stuff.
Who says war can't be nice?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to put
We're-
together another date to save the world between you guys. That was a lot of fun.
It's a corporate war at this point.
All right.
Corporate warfare.
So if you want to, you can basically put all four
Or-
people in one room
Yeah.
and have a group meeting, or we can break this up into other small role plays. You guys want to put it all in one room?
One room.
Yeah.
Oh, are we not meeting with them individually first? No.
Well, that's my question. We can because it sounds like we want to serve like refreshments and pastries. So I'm asking, do we want to put them all in one room, or do you want to kind of divide and conquer this task?
I don't think it would benefit us for the dogs to be involved in a room full of politicians. So lay that one out there. I love them. They're great guys, but I'm not entirely sure it would
I mean,
smooth the situation over.
I would say they would represent basically the common man, kind of like how in John Wick, the King of New York, Lawrence Fishburne's character.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. You know that Zoshmaru has gone back to Oriyasu to do more business with the dogs in his home country. But he did leave, I want to say, dog brother number 2, because
I'm number 2
you're number 2.
because I said it loud enough.
That's right. So I think he left dog brother number 1, but dog brother number 1 is just like, I'll do whatever he says. He's got better hooch, and quite frankly, I like my naps. So dog brother number 1 will always refer to your advice.
Okay.
So how about Woodward represents the dogs in this meeting? And then I will
Yeah,
disseminate the information from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Because PJ is going to be playing in FNPCs.
Yeah.
If we get everyone involved in one room.
We can also do this. Avenging Penguin is suggesting to give Rufa a spear to get another war coupon and cash it in right then and there.
I mean, I think you guys are already in full on war. I don't think you need another war coupon.
Double war coupon. Double coupon day.
Buy one, get one free.
I want to get one.
All right. So just confirm, because I know there was some confusion / questions. Do you want to get them all in one room, or if you'd like to get a moment after the big meeting, one-on-one with one of them, we can do that as well, if you'd prefer that for your own personal role play or characters.
I'm down for that.
Okay.
And if
all right, and if no one has any business after the meeting, we can go from there.
Mhm.
But shortly after landing on giant mythical bats from Asmacon in Adolphon Prime, everyone has a lot of questions. In a few short minutes, you are able to, well, let's just say in a few minutes, you issue the rally. In about 2 hours' time, you all get everyone around a giant war table. Master Dominus is there, Lofen Sempress is there, and Lofen Sempress looks damp. He is very sweaty. He is very shiny, and he's very nervous. His toga is looking rather heavy.
I hope I'm never described. Yeah, Ian looked damp. I just hope that just never comes across anybody. Wow.
Can I roll kind of some sort of sense motives thing, like if he's trying to hide something from us or something?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Perception check. All right.
I stand across from him and just stare daggers.
Absolutely.
Aid, you could aid me.
Give me an intimidation check to aid. Why not?
I love this.
I hate
That's
this man.
right.
I hate this man.
The last time we saw Lofen, wasn't he like
Mm-hmm.
threatened by?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shane
we're
was
doing the
Shinoda's
Batman thing.
Surrounded him.
Shinoda's
in
showing us as
a
Batman.
sewer.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Feels good.
I got a 28.
23 for intimidation.
Okay. So you can
He's now soggy.
he's now moist.
Oh.
There it is. I wasn't gonna do it.
I'm a GM.
Return to sender.
I will definitely jump on that grenade. So, Shonibus, you kind of make sure that you are directly in his eye line. You lock eyes until he locks eyes with you. What's your threat? I would love to hear your threat.
You're just gonna stand there, just like arms crossed and just like just not saying a word. Won't look away for a solid like 15 seconds.
He kind of takes off his glasses, uses a corner of his tunic to like casually get some of the fog off of them, puts them on, sees you, takes them back off again, wipes his brow, looks away, puts them back on. You, Michael, look at Lofen Sempress. You don't see he's hiding anything. You understand that he is just legitimately scared for his life and nervous for his career all the time nowadays. He knows that he is in everyone's pocket, and the minute anyone finds out, he's over. His career is done, and he's excommunicado. He has no citizenry left, so he is just a nervous wreck 24/7.
Rufa's going to kind of stand next to Lofen. He kind of puts his hand on Lofen's shoulder, looks down at him, kind of like a little bit as how you kind of observe a bug.
Mm-hmm.
And he just goes, just play your part, and you will survive like the cockroach you are, and make a profit.
So as everyone comes around, Master Dominus steps up, but he looks at Lofer and acting weird. He goes, "Sit up straight, man. We're doing business. Please. You're a people. You are a person of the people. Your job is to protect this city. Act like it, honestly." And then he sits down with everyone. Lofen is just all the way. He just kind of sits down, and like his back is just like the letter C. He's just okay. And the meeting can start at any point in time. Starting off with anyone who wants to start.
I'll start. All right. Thanks everyone for coming at such a short amount of time. So we have obviously a war on our hands. We have Zaka coming in from the north in about 2 days' time, maybe sooner. Currently, we are looking for assistance and our best ways to stop his advances. We do know he has several abominations with him. One being one that hides in shadows, I believe you were saying would work. Another one is a frost troll. If we are able to set up boundaries before the wall gets breached, that is probably our best bet. But I am most concerned about the citizens that are around. So if anyone has any ideas of how to continue, please, I would love to hear them.
Bowen kind of looks around the table with some, you could say a knowing smile, looking at Lothan just sweat like mayonnaise in the afternoon sun. Lothan is just gross. And she's looking at him going, you said frost trolls? Unusual. Where exactly are they landing? Whereabouts? Are they just coming in from the north? Are they arriving on giant birds with these creatures? More details, if you could, please.
It seems like they're walking by foot. I will volunteer myself to take my griffin out and do more scouting. I will more than welcome do this on my own, as I don't want to put any of my other comrades at risk. But I believe that they are just coming from north approximately. If I get on my griffin and able to do a scouting trip, I'll be able to further determine their exact location.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure if we understand the exact location, sister, we can make sure that we have an appropriate countermeasure. Isn't that right, Magistrate Bellona? Yes. Bellonet, yes. Yeah, if we know exactly where they are, have an idea of where they're going to land, we can have a countercharge in no time flat. I can make sure we get your choice. I really don't want to have to use our standing military. They've been waiting for a full total war, and if we release a little bit, we might be losing that resource for later. But I have a few champions of Koga that I can probably give for this mission. You don't need many. If I give you a fist of champions, you'll be fine.
I'll do well. What do you have? And she's gonna look at Dominus.
Well, I suppose it depends on where they're landing, coming from. If they are somewhere within a territory, I can work some coffers to make sure that we can either help the aftermath or pull citizens into the city to protect them. Again, I'm the Progressive Party. I'm not a soldier.
We don't take care of citizens. All right. Anyone else?
I got an idea. How many towers are in between the first and our walls?
Magistra kind of says, well, usually we keep a network on the fringes, about one every 50 to 100 miles. So by nighttime, we can get enough warning that we can ready militia and a counter response. But they kind of go out one and then everywhere else. And these kind of stand between us and our city-states so that they can also see in the city-states and respond the same way. The network is limited right now because we don't want to encroach upon other territories.
Right, but if they're going past one of those towers and they find a form of resistance, it would slow them down for at least an hour or two, right?
Most of our towers do have a guard retinue. We can reinforce all guard towers right now. No one would bat an eye because it's just basic perimeter protection.
Draw everyone back to the third tower in. If there's multiple towers coming in, draw them all back to the third tower in.
Okay, I see what you're saying. We will.
If you leave the first two empty, I can fly out there, get into one of the towers, shoot some fireballs down at them. As soon as they start giving me return fire, I can fly to the next tower, wait, shoot some more fireballs at them, bail one more time, and by the time they get to the third tower, hopefully we got a big enough force that we can start taking them on.
Magistra Balina kind of nods, going, "Why have we not weaponized druids yet? These fireball barrages in the sky sound brilliant. But regrettably, we only have one. But we have a network of, like, I guess you could say, one ring of towers. Now, I could divert forces from one sector and relocate them to another sector if you'd like."
No, you know what? Honestly, if it's just one, draw everyone out of that tower. We don't need to be pulling anybody from any others. We're going to need the strength on the edges, but if we know which direction they're coming from and I can head them off with a barrage from one of these towers, then we won't lose men or women or anyone else who's fighting alongside us. We're just going to hopefully cause casualties and I can get out.
All right. I'll set out the order. Do we know which tower they're going to be attacking? Seems to be aware of that. Which one? We don't really have anything beyond the north because it's too cold for that.
Can I make a nature check to figure out where they were headed from due to Nadir's sight? Maybe?
Absolutely.
Great.
Yes.
I'm going to give it a shot. Not bad. I got an 18.
Perfect. So yeah, able to kind of see where things are. You can see that there is a lot of cold that then moves into a sort of dense forestry. You can kind of ascertain that it is definitely the northwest fringe area of the city. So it would be, if Adolfon Prime is this massive city center, it would be this kind of upper left corner of it on the fringes.
Right. So we fortunately got some help from a friend earlier who kind of oversaw some of Zaka's movements, and they're going to be coming from the northwest. So if I can have that tower, I don't know how tired I'm going to be once I get back here, but I'm hoping that if I can maybe lay enough fire like down at them, they'll back up a little bit and think twice before they get a little closer.
All right. It may take some time to get everyone out of that area. As far as my reports tell me from the guards, it appears that a lot of people tend to make hamlets around these towers. So we have to get rid of the guards. We have to get rid of the citizens. A lot of materials. It may take a few days to make sure that place is entirely evacuated.
How far out is it? How quickly can we get out there?
It's about 100 miles to get there. On foot with horse take a couple hours, maybe a full day's ride.
I'm gonna talk to the dogs. Worst case scenario, we end up building a barricade out of a city, or at least a small hamlet that they have to break through before they can get to us. So maybe we can put something up, get people moving, and then use the dogs as an escort for your people back to the town.
If we can make sure the citizens are safe, whatever happens with the guards, they've been trained for combat. They know what happens when they get into a fight. The losses may be painful, but it's understood. The citizenry are important. If the dogs can secure that, we'd be very grateful to them, and we would make sure that they are paid for that.
That's going to be us. I'm going to go talk to them now to make sure we can get feet on the grounds.
Wonderful. And I will send just some justicars and some barristers to make sure that, legally speaking, everything is officiated. And if anyone dares to question the dog's authority, they will be talked down to quite savagely.
If you could do me a favor and possibly give me, or you know what, actually hand Rufa that writ of legality, because they're probably going to leave it somewhere because they don't really care about it. But as long as we have it in our in person, just don't hand it to them.
Oh no, I'll leave it with the barristers and the justicars.
Right. Okay. Good.
I like to leave legality to legalticians. They politicians and bureaucrats, am I right?
Really quick.
I wouldn't know.
Really quick, PJ, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier when you said that she didn't want to use all her forces at once, what did she mean by that?
She said she didn't want to use any of these soldiers. She was literally waiting for total war.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, what's happening is that she is using a few political people to reinforce the mercenary unit that is there to create an escape to protect the citizens, while an orc army tries to take over a watchtower.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, if she didn't want to use her forces to protect the city, I mean, if any time it is you use your forces, it's during that time.
Yeah, no, it's not the city proper. It's just like a fringe hamlet. Okay, so we have a small barricade of dogs to protect and escape the citizens, and they will be backed up with bureaucrats to make sure no guards like, "Oi, get out of here!" All that kind of nonsense. And Master Bellina is actually excited about that. She's like, "Oh, I never get to tell bureaucrats what to do. This is kind of fun." Anyone have any other questions for anyone else at this point in time, or any other ideas on assistance?
Actually, I do. I have an idea. Because earlier I remember we implemented any retired or disabled.
Oh no, we lost Ian. He'll be back soon.
Any retired or disabled former soldiers are now we're pretty much given the option to become trainers and all that for a new generation of peacekeepers. I was wondering if we could have Rufa kind of gather kind of the best of those of the strategists from that group to create kind of a think tank for kind of this war to kind of strategize and think of plans and all that stuff.
What I will allow you to do is absolutely set that up for other events. I feel like this might be a little fast to come up with a strategy involving this, but you can definitely set up a think tank to be like, okay, Ian returns.
I'm back.
Yeah, no problem. I'm actually gonna make a little note here. Michael's saying that you are creating a strategy think tank with some of the tacticians in town. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions for Bowen, Lofus? Lofin, Dominus, etc.
Oh, I do also want to do this we actually implement now actually with some of the people that Roof is going to have for a think tank is create kind of a logistical kind of logistical plan. You know how stuff like this you get all muddled up. I want to be smooth.
Okay, what are you trying to do again?
He's trying to unbureaucracy the bureaucracy.
Yeah, pretty much. Logistics, military logistics, basically.
Okay, so you want to... Okay, but I'm confused. You want to do this with the greater military of Adelphon Prime?
With this situation, especially if we need to get people... basically get the word out as fast as possible without going through red tape.
Yeah, no, Magistrate Bellina's got that all covered.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, the bureaucrats you're sending along is to make sure the dogs don't get shooed away by anyone. Basically saying that they have authority to create an exit strategy for the citizens. But I know someone asked Master Dominus what he can do, and he is happy to create certain reprieve programs to give them asylum in the city, since they were most likely going to be ripped from their homes in the middle of the night in this horrible fight that's about to happen. So he says they will be taken care of. I'm working on the social programs now. Buff Daddy Bernie Sanders is making sure that they are taken care of.
Oh wow. I had a completely different image of Master Dominus in my head, and now that's all I'm gonna think about. Well, their daddy Bernie Sanders.
When I made in my head, I wanted to combine Teddy Roosevelt and Bernie Sanders, and then oof, there you go.
Oof is right.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, not like old Bernie Sanders. Like he's not sitting there on the stand going, "Listen, we gotta get all the money, and we gotta invest."
Imagine
the mittens now.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
thinking.
think it's a mittens. Oh.
Yeah.
Just like absolutely like Jack Dilf with mittens going like, "This is the worst."
I'm once again asking you.
The aid in the rebuilding of Adelphon Prime.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. No, and he's a young guy.
Somebody meme that. Somebody please meme that.
Yep. I'm sure we're just gonna get a clip of it. Even still, I cannot wait to see that in the Discord. Okay, so right now, we have the Michael creating the strategy think tank for later. The small barricade provided by the Brotherhood of Dogs mercenary group, which will be legally backed, so that there's no issues. Basically, no red tape, no nothing. Master Dominus is going to create a social program to protect these individuals. Anything else before we move on?
I'm gonna put the oof guard on wall duty.
Okay. Bowen is going to have an eye raise, and she leans down and she goes, I'm sorry, they're currently on ritual duty.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes. When my son was in town, did you ever think to ask why he was in town?
I figured it was mother-son bonding.
Oh, there was plenty of that. Mimosas are wonderful here. No, you see, I have been planning for this contingency a long time now. And I have some warriors in the north that I have been readying for this. I have made a teleportation ritual circle, what do you call it, a portal? And it has been requiring lots of protection as there's a lot of demons in the north that do not like that I am doing this. Ulfgard has been protecting my elven engineers as they create this portal between Adolfon Prime and the Citadel to the north. They are busy.
Did your son tell you why he left?
I would imagine it's something that you put him up to, sister.
I offered. I gave him an offer, and he took it. I have no control of what your son does.
Mm. Where is my son, and is he alive?
As I haven't heard differently, so I assume yes.
Good. Good. Then everything is fine.
So who's going to watch your walls?
Wolfguard can watch these walls when they are done helping me build my teleportation ring to the Citadel of the North.
Who gave you authority to rule them?
My son did.
Of course he did. Oh, of course he did. Fine. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. If you would excuse me, I am walking out to my griffin. I am fuming and leaving the situation before I say something stupid.
Bowen looks at the room, kind of sighs heavily, rubs her brow, creates her ice arm to do it with the two hands. I have spoken out of turn. I must apologize. Not to any of you, but to her, I will be right back. And Bowen gets up and leaves the room shortly after, giving Shonibus a few minutes to properly exit the room. Bowen is gone unless anyone has any other questions or recommendations for her.
Well, I got some recommendations, but I'm just gonna keep them to myself.
Uh-huh. Also, question about Larian. Did we just leave him in the ocean?
Not in a papoose.
I
Did we just
mean,
leave
yeah.
him in order to get to? We just found him, and then we left him in the ocean while
To
we
be-
headed to Adolfon Prime.
He's
To be
fine.
completely fair, he found us.
He always
We
finds
didn't
it.
actually find him at all.
Yeah,
He just kind of showed up.
Ah,
That's his MO. It's just
And you
like,
didn't do anything. You're like, cool story, bro. And Laren's like, yep, I'm just going to sit in the water and heal up for a bit. And that's how that ended.
but okay. So we left him to heal in the water, but he's not back at Adolfon Prime yet.
I'm going to go find him. Don't
I'm going to
worry,
be
calm
honest. It
down.
worked the last time. Left him in the river. Then he showed back up. Went to go fight things in the sea. Leave him in the sea.
He'll show back up.
Yeah.
Sea wolf curse, man. It sucks to be on land, but in water, it's terrific.
It's fine. It's fine.
Is there any other business with these gathered individuals before we go?
Before why am I blanking on his name? Dominus and Lofen leaves. Rufa kind of takes him aside and just says, kind of, situate that whole, think tank thing, and then goes, one more thing. Every person that falls on our side, see if you could bring Rufa a copy of their names.
Master Dominus puts a big hand on your shoulder and nods very knowingly, and he says, I promise I'll make sure that happens. And with all the assuredness of his position, and then he walks off. And Lofin's like, yes, I also make a promise. I promise I'll be doing this too. Everyone saw me make the promise.
And Rufa's gonna kind of bend down. I'm in my mind. I'm guessing Lofin's shorter than Rufa. I'm making an assumption.
Oh yeah.
All right. And kind of whispers to Lofin. Once again, little bud, remember to play your part, and you will be making a profit. Stay by Rufa's side. You will be just fine. Because after the war, there is going to be rebuilding that's going to be needed.
Lofin takes that and just continues to nod, and then
little carrot
kind of just walks away with it's not even a walk. It's like a wobbly kneed shuffle.
And one more thing.
Okay.
Invest in building materials and food.
Okay. And Lofin just kind of nods, and he is so checked out. He has hit his emotional bank empty, and he's just leaving because he is drained from that encounter.
At this point, I think Lofin Sempris is just going to die of a heart attack or stress. This isn't healthy for any person to be under this amount of stress constantly.
I mean, technically, he's only under stress when he's around us, and we're not always with him.
Look, you are inferring that, sir. I said he's always under stress. What you see does not mean that's the only thing that exists. There's more to it than that. Anyone else before we move on? Because Bowen is currently looking for Shionibus.
I mean, no, but I also wonder where, if Bowen is looking for Shionibus, I wonder who else is looking for Shionibus who's in this town.
You make a very good point.
Shut up.
You make a very good point. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, cool. Ian, Sam, anything you want to do really quickly? I want to make sure I'm not cutting you guys off.
No, Ichi's just watching this all just like, and that's about it.
Okay.
I don't think there's any. I think Woodward left to go talk to the dogs.
Okay.
I guess just to set things straight, if Woodward ends up seeing Bowen, he's like, "Hey, Ice Queen, you're we saw your son. I don't know if Shionibus told you about that, but he's doing good. A hell of a lot better than when we first met him. So, because he was dying at the first time. Well, he was without a boat and pirates." And then he's just gonna walk off to go talk to the dogs.
Under her breath, she's like, "My son meets the weirdest people," and then she just continues to shuffle off. So Shionibus, set the scene. You have left the war table. What are you doing?
I would have definitely stolen a chicken from somewhere.
Okay.
Because I need to feed my bird.
All right.
It hasn't eaten in a few days.
All right. Okay. What's your bonus to thievery?
+9.
Yeah, you definitely steal a chicken.
Sick. I am just heading out to the field, that far off field that I left.
Okay.
Left it in. Her name is
Um.
Beatrice, by the way.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna make a quick note.
Beatrice.
Beatrice the Griffin. Give me.
I thought you named the chicken. I was like, that's really cruel. Like, this is Beatrice. Yeet. Just like,
Yes.
Just like, hey, how's it going, Griffin? I bought you a gift. Her name is Beatrice, and she's ready to eat. Okay, so Beatrice the Griffin. Now, give me the nature check really fast.
Can I spend my hero point? I want to make Shionibus carry the chicken while she has to talk to Bowen. She's like just holding the chicken the entire time.
And then like creeping in the shadows, and I was like, I swear if I get spotted, I'm gonna die. And she's like, shut up, shut up. 25.
Okay. So you have learned in the 3 weeks, almost a month since you, or a few weeks, not quite a month yet, since you got the griffin, there is something called the rite of bonding that the Red Rock tribe does with their griffins, especially the Thoktukain or the Blood Riders. The rite of bonding is a very intense procedure whereby you have to feed the griffin your blood and flesh, causing it to go into a deep bloodlust. And then in that bloodlust, you have to break it of its desire to kill you and eat you, and then bond with it. This is a very long process. The reason why these riders are so intense and so amazing at their skills is because they spend years basically feeding these creatures their own bodies and then creating them a bloodlust and then curing them with that bloodlust together so they're on the same plane of connection. And you can feed a chicken because it needs to eat actual food. But if you've been doing this process correctly at this point in time, this thing is a little feral and extremely psychotic. And every time you get by, it's like a junkyard dog with a short chain. It's like trying to kill you and eat you. And you have to kind of bond with it and settle it down.
So what I'm hearing is it has the same personality as Shionibus. Got it.
I mean, yeah, look, some pets take after their owners. You know, it happens.
I feel like before I left, I would have started this process. And then I'm like, oh, it's been a few days. My bad, Beatrice.
Beatrice at this point is like a sassy cat who just kind of like hates you. Yeah, let's go with that. That's
you heard it. You heard it here, folks. Griffin's bark.
Yep. Welcome to Edge of Legend. Birds bark. Nailed it. Anyway, so you're coming to Beatrice. My apologies.
Yep. And I'm just standing far enough away that if I need to run, I can have like a good distance. Not that a griffin, not that that's a lot of difference because like it's a griffin, but like close enough to like still like toss it to like her feet, claws, talons, but like a healthy distance of I'm not going to kill you, you shouldn't kill me, let's work together kind of vibe.
All right. So give me one more nature check as a handle animal check, if you will, to basically start bonding with this creature and get to kind of calm down a bit, because when you throw the chicken at it, a giant claws. What was that number?
It's a nat 20, which makes it a 27.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
So you throw the chicken down by the griffin's feet, like its wings open up to expose one big eye glaring at you, and then a huge claw slams the chicken and rakes the earth, just like bringing and churning up the dirt as it starts bringing the chicken, and it starts chewing it in its beak, and and then you start kind of soothing it down, and you see like its gigantic eye, kind of like blood red and dilated, starts to slowly kind of relax. And as it does starts to relax, you kind of feel the weight start to land into your hand. And as the weight gets too heavy, the bird starts to kind of take its giant size and walk up to you, and then starts bringing its head lower and lower into your hand until it starts nuzzling you a little bit. Its giant birdie head is nuzzling you like a dog's would.
This is what I wanted. I'm gonna pet it. I'm gonna pet her. So I need a favor. Not like it's gonna talk back to me, but it's fine. I need a favor. I'm going to like slowly. I don't want to get on because I'm afraid she's gonna throw me off, but I'm going to anyway.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. 23.
23. Okay. You get on. The bird watches as you move around its side. Gently pat its side. You're letting it know, like, hey, I'm about to, get in the saddle. You mount the bird. The bird kind of just looks kind of confused and awkward, trying to shove your weight off, and it's just screeching and screaming until finally it kind of slowly calms down. And then after a few moments of silence, it kind of starts to perch up on all fours, like a mount ready to ride.
This is going so much better than I thought it would. I'm going to take off to the north and do my scouting.
Okay. Give me another acrobatics check to fly the beast.
We're going to use a hero point.
I'm gonna throw this one out there, Kylie. I found out that ride is a first level feat you can take for your next level.
I feel like I might have had it. Hold on. Now that you say that, I'm like, why? Because I thought I had like animal handling, but I'm like, I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, wild empathy.
I'm gonna find it. That's a lot of work. That's a 15.
A 15 acrobatics check to pilot. Okay. It's not doing very well. You try to tell the thing to go right and it doesn't, and then you do it harder and harder until it banks harsh to the right, and you almost do a barrel roll midway and fall off until it kind of like rears itself back up. You start trying to go up, and instead of doing a slight ascension, it goes into a straight vertical takeoff. You try to level out, and it starts doing a dive, and then it pulls up at this point because you can tell it's like, you don't know what you're doing. Like the bird itself is like going, come on, what is your first time? It doesn't say that, but that's its energy. This is very much Toothless and Hiccup. The very first couple times they try to fly together, it's not pretty.
Aw, but it's cute.
I love those movies.
It's so good. I feel like I'm
So
gonna
adorable.
die.
Unabashedly love those movies.
They are solid films, though. I will fight anyone who says they suck. I will fight them like with knives in a church with the Matrix soundtrack. I will fight them.
I like it.
Promise.
Suspiciously specific, PJ.
Yeah.
Look, if you're going to make a threat, you gotta be specific. Because if
you guys didn't see the first time this went through.
Oh my God.
Am I close enough to the ground to see anything? Any tracks, any smoke, hear anything at all?
Give me a perception check with a -4, because this is not a really good scouting ride. There's some issues.
10. Could be worse.
Was
Could be
it
worse.
was 10? Okay.
10.
Yeah, you're kind of in not dying mode, and you're looking around to make sure this thing's not gonna like just eat shit and kill you in the process. You know what I mean? So you're a little busy playing aviator.
I haven't figured out how I'm gonna land. Oh no.
You have a
Where's-
snapdragon leaf, so you could fall.
It's true.
Great.
Do I say that for when I actually fall?
Well, the best part is it also turns you invisible. So if you do eat it, no one will see it.
You're so right. You're so right.
Pride intact.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue trying to fly this massive ass bird.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check again to pilot it back to, I'm guessing, its little safe haven.
Yeah. 17.
17. Okay. You are able to get it back. This time a little smoother. The commands are happening a little better now. The landing is not pretty like it tries to land. It's trying to take your measurements and your control, and skitter, kind of like lands on its shoulder. It's mad at you. I cannot make bird sounds, y'all. We're just gonna put up with that for now. And it's mad at you. It's mad at you, but you're landed. You're landed.
I'm gonna take some of my rations out of my pocket. This is all I have, and like toss it.
Hold on. It looks at the rations, and it looks at you, and you can see its eyes slowly start to grow inside of its socket as it dilates. It wants more of your blood.
Cool. I want to take my dagger and cut my hand.
Okay, give me an animal handling check to.
My dice are making me mad again, but that's still a 17.
Okay. It starts to lick your palm like when a cat is trying to get a little salt out of your ridges, and all of a sudden, like it starts to like its mouth gets bigger and bigger to the point where you realize this thing could easily clip you in half, as it's now just like siphoning the blood out of your palm like Audrey 2 or some unusual like blood-sucking bat. And then as it does that, it just kind of stops and then slowly just kind of lays down again, and it kind of starts to nuzzle you a little bit with its head.
Pat its head and head back towards the city.
As you enter the city, you see Bowen sitting there with this
No.
giant wine. She goes, no, sister, I need to.
You turn.
I want to apologize. You don't have to accept my apology. I understand. Sometimes I can be a bit abrasive. I'm sorry.
What? I'm sorry. Is this you apologizing?
Oh, don't.
That'll be a first. Wow.
Yes, since my son and I have been working on our relationship, that has been made clear to me that the way I interact with others can be a bit unfair, and that it stems from it's none of your business. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to improve, and that means learning to say I'm sorry. I have some wine. I can make some ice cubes if you like it chilled. Of course, the joke's not lost on me. And we can just discuss things like, oh, what do people even talk about nowadays? I don't know, boys and flowers and presents.
Ew. Are you trying to be is this what Laren wanted? It was us to be friends? Like this is not.
Oh,
gross.
no, ew, no. What? My son? Ew, no. This is. Look, there's only so many elves left in the world. I would be a fool to ruin a perfectly good friendship with someone that, quite frankly, there's not enough of in this world.
Are you saying you like me?
Listen, are you telling me that you'd rather spend your eternity not having the tea and the hot gossip about half these idiot short-lifers who walk around here ruining everything? Because quite frankly, I think that's a lot more fun than judging each other from afar and being catty bitches. Because I honestly have eternity and not the energy.
You know, I would love to continue this conversation, but I think we have bigger things going on.
Yes, and that'll be handled, what, tomorrow, later this evening? It can wait.
I don't know if it can. You're also not the only person I'm trying to avoid, so.
Who else are you trying to avoid? Larrigan is not in town. I told you this.
Thank God.
Yeah, right. Every time that boy shows up, I love him dearly, but he is my son.
I am going to. I'm not having this conversation right now. I need to actually start getting plans ready for well, to save this city, which it happens to be yours, so shouldn't you be concerned as well? And she's just going to start walking past.
Yeah. Well, I can't say I didn't try. It's just if you ever change your mind, any wine you want, I will get my hands on it. I'll acquire it. And who is a very attractive elven man coming this way? About this time,
About this wine.
You hear a voice just shout, "Hello, Danger. How are you doing?"
Hey, wow. Funny seeing you here.
Yeah. I was so I've been doing a lot of reflection. And you know, I want to I was hoping maybe we could take this back from square one if that feels okay with you, because you know, knowing that I've been dead for a while maybe changes some things. And how about you and I go on a date as friends, just catch up, talk about stuff, no pressure.
I don't think right now is maybe the best time to do this, given that this city is going to be under siege. My home is under siege. There's just a lot going on right now.
Awesome Rod just kind of nods his head and he smiles. He goes, "Well, you always did have a lot going on. Well, I'll tell you what, I served you dutifully once. I'll do it again. If you need me, I'm there. Always."
Actually, yes. You know, if you can watch this wall for like 2.5 days, that'd be great. Really? Thanks so much. I gotta go.
Well, girl, like the city wall or like just a specific spot on the wall? Because I feel like you're just deflecting.
That wall right there. And she's like walking backwards. The city wall, that whole perimeter, that one right there.
Okay. All right. Well, you take your time. When you're ready, we'll talk, because you're worth the 1,000 years it took for me to get out of hell. Well, you know, that's nothing. We can do it again, I guess. Man, get it together, okay? Get your shit together. So you start walking off, and in the distance, you can hear Asim Ra talking to Bowen, and is like, is she okay? And Bowen goes, "I don't effing know. No one makes sense here." And she just walks off like Cruella DeVille with a bottle of wine.
Your mother-in-law is going to become friends with your ex, Kylie.
This is a train wreck, and it's all on fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
what if your mother-in-law hooks up with your ex?
Don't.
True drama.
Don't.
Gotta jinx it.
Do we have to have an Elvin Maury? I feel like this is like Jerry Springer for elves is about to pop off here. This is terrible.
Oh, I'm gonna go find Alona because I am stressed. She's the only one that like won't question anything. That's such a lie.
Wow.
Do you all want to like reconvene for a moment before tomorrow's festivities or the next day? You know, the whole Zaka thing that's currently incoming.
No time for war. We have rom-com drama going on. I'm sorry. What kind of show do you think this is?
Oh my God. Okay, so either way, we're going to take a 5-minute break and when we come back at 9:48 Pacific Standard Time. We are going to probably see how the whole Zaka thing is going on. I don't know. See you in 5 minutes, 9:48 p.m. Love you all. Bye. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for giving us that 5-minute break. We are happy to be back and we are ready to roll. So if you're just joining us, one of the, I guess you could say, de facto officers in the Green Army, Zaka, the younger son of Xanakin, is marching onto a little fringe city based around a tower. The heroes of tomorrow have asked for some assistance in how to do this cleanly and best as possible. And then there was a whole thing about a griffin and some people got involved in. Catch the VOD if you don't know what I'm talking about. But now we come back. It has been some time has passed, and now we are moving forward to the moment where Zaka is coming into the towers. Now, I want a quick, very simplistic refresh in my mind. You all are going to that town, to the Hamlet town, correct?
I didn't know if anybody was coming with me.
I was gonna say, have we decided that?
I seriously thought I was going to be going alone with some of the dogs and just basically make like 2 or 3 rolls to set up the ambush.
Okay.
And then call it good.
Ian, if you want, I can attempt to come over because I do have kind of a escape thing with my dimensional door.
Sure. I mean, you can. My big thing is that I'm going to end up turning into a bird and just flying back.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
That was my shtick. And the dogs were literally just going to build a barricade and then bail. I don't want them getting caught in this crossfire of heading out being like the spear tip. So my whole plan, I guess, was to go to the tower with the dogs, set up the barricade, tell them to go back to town, shoot some fireballs, and then we get back to the actual war with everybody involved.
Okay. Give me a nature check to represent your fireballs.
Great. Ouch. They're distracting strafing shots. That's a total of a 13.
13. Okay. I will say, as the barricade was set up, the dogs have absolutely allowed all the citizens to leave the would-be battlefields. No citizens left behind. You see this massive unit. It's not like hundreds of thousands. It's just dense and powerful. And your fire shots are distracting. But Zaka's on the warpath. Whatever shot actually hits him or grazes him, he takes it and then just keeps walking straight to the tower. As you kind of do your diving strafe and come back, it becomes apparent that this is going to require brute force and local guile, if you will.
Do I have the ability of casting one like of my big 2nd level spells and then taking off?
Yeah, if you don't mind burning that spell slot,
I'll burn it.
right ahead.
Why not? I need everybody in a 20-foot burst around Sokka to make a fortitude save.
All right, what's the DC to beat?
A 19.
They got 19.
Okay. So I cast Sudden Blight. So wherever they were standing at the moment, all the ground begins to like grow ashen gray around them, and any of the like between the cobblestones, the little plants that are like poking up and stuff grow black and wither. I think they take half of the damage. I'll have to look it up and I can get back to you on that. Because I don't use the spell very often. So yeah, let's move forward. And then after this, I'm going to be turning back into a bird and flying back to the city.
Okay. So you do the thing, you fly back. It looks like found the details in Sudden Blight here. So you do the thing, you come back, and it looks like whatever effect happens, it almost has no effect against the gray ash orcs, especially the spirit guardian. He couldn't care about it. Zaka seems to take whatever effect happens, and again, warpath. The Perryton and the Otterfolk and the Frost Troll, they kind of curl. They kind of have that recoil of pain, but once it passes, and they seem a little distressed, the spirit guardian turns to them, waves a hand, and you see almost like the wounds of their body blow away like leaves in the wind, and then they just kind of get right back and start charging the tower. And by the way, it's a basic fortitude save, meaning on a success, they take half of 2d10 negative damage.
Right. So the 2d10, that is 8 total, so they take 4 damage.
Okay. Making a note of that. Cool.
And then Woodward's going to bail and head back to the main town, hopefully at least giving them a heads up. And I'm also going to inform everybody about the whole like healing magic thing that this spirit guardian is doing.
All right. So yeah, absolutely. Tell everyone what happens. Tell them in your voice.
You guys see this? It's like, let's throw it out there. A magpie come flying in, not like a hawk or anything, but just like a magpie comes flying in, and then turns into Woodward, like without landing on the ground. So Woodward just kind of lands on his feet. Okay, y'all. Look, not great. Fireball's my fault. The blight, not bad, but could have been better. But the spirit guardian, he's a healer of some sort, and I'm not entirely sure it's with, like, it's not a Lona's type healing. There wasn't like pretty flowers and all sorts of stuff. It was real like ashy and scary, and their wounds kind of like wiped off them. It was not great, but they seem to be mostly unaffected by what I did. I'm hoping at least I slowed them down by running a fake siege. But the best we got is, if you can't focus power on Zaka, hit the Spirit Guardian, because he's going to keep all of them up anyway.
Rufa kind of nods at this and goes, yes, all right, okay. Though their healers may prove to be a problem. Kind of looks over at Alona. Do you have any contacts in the churches here that could probably we can have help us with this situation?
Are you asking for triage, or are you asking for someone who has knowledge in the arts of what this guy is doing?
Basically someone to be I'm guessing they're with what they're healing, they're using negative healing or whatever. So I'm wondering if usually negative healing is counteract that with positive healing.
You can make it a occult check, Michael.
Okay.
I can do a religion to see what if it's.
Yeah, I want you to do religion as well. Yeah.
Can I actually just aid Alona then with my roll?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay. I got a 24.
Oh, great. Oh, you did better than I did. I got 23. What?
Okay.
Yeah, I can only help you if it's aid. I can only help with aids.
It's all right. By your powers combined, you're able to understand that from how Woodward described it, it is definitely a normal heal spell. If it was harmed to do negative healing in a ripple like that with that many people, it would have caused destruction to the world around them. And there was no destruction, just kind of an erasure of the damage that they just suffered.
Okay.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, the tactic does seem to be take out the healer. Because, well, as you know, if they just keep bringing people back, and that's not what you want when you strike them down. So is there any, like, could I do an Arcana check, PJ, to see what, like, magic like this is susceptible to?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen this.
Can I aid?
Of course. And just so I'm fully aware, you want to see what kind of person could heal people this way, or something that I may have.
Like what kind of magic school, how would we counteract it, things like that.
Okay.
I don't think this is not very good though.
I got a 23.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a 14.
Okay. Again, by your powers combined, the only thing that makes sense is that this is an evocation sort of heal spell. Divine senses have this, or divine schools. Power sources can do this as well as primal. However, you know that the divine schools of magic are not, or that I should say the divine gifts of magic are not limited to just positive based spells. Oftentimes they run the balance between life and death, positive and negative. And just because someone can heal doesn't mean they can't do something else.
Yeah. Like my original idea was basically more likely than not, a healer would know how to, take out what a healer would know what they don't like. So using that kind of a way of thinking. We get some healers together, like, hey, what do you guys dislike?
Mhm.
I'll give you this. It looks like pure violence still does the
Okay.
trick.
Okay. Oh, and can I also really
At
quickly
least
say
a little bit.
that the knife wielding goose is now the century of Agrippa upon a bear?
Sure.
Yay! Knife wielding goose. Knife
Yeah,
wielding
so they're
goose.
protecting that area right now. So that's why they're not with us.
I know. Actually, you know what, Michael? I feel like you're kind of fishing for something with the whole constant questions about the spirit guardians. So here's what I'll say: anyone who has orc lore,
Mm,
I'll give you something. If you can make an orc lore check specifically, I'll give it to you.
I can help. I can aid. Does anybody have orc lore?
I don't specifically have orc lore, but PJ, I'll leave it up to you. Is what I have learned their culture from learning their language in my studies.
Hmm. I don't know. What I will do is I'll give you this because you got the basically the entire book that Gebzebel wrote about all the different orc tribes when he finally met them. So I'll give you this. You can make a lore check. Those who can speak orc can make a lore check. It'll be at a -4. Michael can do an aid check, of course, to help that offset that. And Sam, of course, you are also welcome to roll. Yeah.
Sit at -4.
Yep.
Can I use my warfare lore on this?
No, unfortunately, it's going to
Okay.
be a cultural thing.
Gotcha.
That's a 3.
19.
Oof, a 3 total, Sam?
Yep.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, I guess if you count lore as a +2, it's a 5.
Okay.
I got a dirty 20.
I got a
Okay.
19.
A 19. You vaguely remember something about the Grey Ash tribe, whether it's from the writings and findings of Gebzebel before he was killed or just in your worldly travels. But you seem to recall that they mostly live in very swamp-like environments and they have a powerful connection to spirits. They are one of the few orc tribes whose shamans aren't and priests aren't dedicated weapon makers. They actually hold the religious cultural totem up, the practice up. And the Grey Ash tribe deeply respect, revere, and live with death. They heal the living, and they can still have deep connections to spirits and necromancy.
I'm going to explain that to everyone.
So they are living, but they live with the culture of necromancy. So they're like falling apart.
So that's them. They're kind of creepy.
Really quick, I was wondering, can I roll an occultism check on this? Just for this specific information. If they are spirits and such, can they be harmed by positive energy?
No, they will not be harmed by positive energy.
Okay.
They're still living beings. They just have a
Okay.
strong connection to the undead.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, what are you gonna do?
I think we got to be ready for the first wave, y'all. I don't know I don't know how long it's going to take them to get through that town, or if they're just going to go around the barricades we set up. But honestly, our best bet is if they're going to be attacking this gate or wall or whatever we've got to the northwest, we should start fortifying now.
PJ, could I make a warfare math roll? I just want to estimate with the speed of their marching towards us, how much longer do we have? A rough estimate of how much longer.
I'll give you this. If you do nothing, they will probably be here in like half a day to like the end of the day. However, Sam, if you want to give me a survival check, Sam.
Survival.
So I might have a plan. At least a plan to at least kill some of them before they get here.
Oh, that's good. Let me use my calculator. 25.
25. You know that if you get on your bats right now, it is barely even half hour to get to that location, and you can start stopping this contingency and even fight Zaka before they ever get past the barricade and enter Adelphon Prime. Because their goal, as you've seen, especially with everything up to this point, is to destroy the tower, to remove any notice of their entrance, and then just shock and awe and take out as much as they can in the process. And if you go to them right now, you could have a much stronger chance of stopping them before they ever get to Adelphon Prime.
Ichi goes, wait. And she pulls out a tiny abacus that she uses to do math because she can't do it in her head.
She steals Rufus' abacus.
She steals Rufus' abacus because there's no way she would own an abacus. You're right. She starts, if we leave now, we can get there and head this off. Look at my calculations. She holds up the abacus.
Rufus is kind of looking at that like, wait. It's like it sees on the corner just a carved in it. It's like Rufus' property. Like, wait.
Yeah, Rufus. Look at the numbers. You see what I mean?
Rufus just gives her kind of that blank, like, look from The Office.
You look into the camera too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Woodward grabs one of the dogs and says, look, if we're gonna go do this, you gotta tell everybody that I told them. Spirit Guardian, Grey Ash Tribe, everything that we know about the orcs. Let the city know that if this doesn't go well, they'll be here in 2 days.
The dogs agree, and they scurry off to start letting the information kind of disseminate across the city and back to the military guard of the people. You know that in a few hours, the city will be ready for defense.
Also, Rufus is going to be talking to some of the runners, war PAs, about if they can, before they get here, to dig some pit traps, and stick to, like sharpened sticks and stuff outside the city, cover them to the best that they can, then come back in as much as they can before they get here. So at least as they're coming in, a couple of them might fall in a hole and stab themselves, maybe.
Okay. They start off to prepare to create those ditches. It'll take them a long time.
Yeah.
Before they can actually make something viable, but they're getting to work because they know it's life or
the
death.
Farmers and stuff, like the ones that are not going to be actively defending the cities.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I think that's it on my end.
All right. I want to confirm. Are you going to stay here and wait a day or two, or are you going to go to the tower? What's your thought?
Is it just us? Like nobody else? No extra forces?
There's guards there that Magistra Bellina put there out of request to reinforce their numbers. But aside from the guards from the other towers, it would be you. And everyone in here would be the local army. But, that means this entire tower is being destroyed and their network is ruined a little bit. A lot. It's a good chunk of their network.
I mean, as super awesome heroes who could probably end up doing this, but also realistically, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people against an advancing army.
So is Stalingrad.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm gonna pretend like I know what that means.
We look it up. It's actually a crazy story.
It is bonkers. I love it.
Look, we've been the tip of the spear since the beginning. We went into one of Zanakin's strongholds. We took stuff off of their orcish altar to Gorm. We convinced them that they had a new champion. We've gone so far beyond this that honestly, I'm kind of happy we got a tower on our side at this point.
That's right, because you and Rufa are really good at toppling towers on top of enemies.
Yeah, we'll just make sure we're outside of it.
That would be a good plan. Yes.
All right. So worst comes to worst, we'll tip it over on him.
Yeah, I like this plan.
First, let's learn what happened with Xanakin. I think we need more than one healer. Alona, you're doing great. Doing absolutely fantastic. I was the last one standing. Barely. I feel like if we have another healer or a small triage, it would maybe have our chances.
You like to bias now, don't you?
No. Ew.
We do have the duct tape.
We do have a duct tape.
Do we have access to our NPC companions, PJ?
Always, yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll bring Tobias.
Do you just
That's
bring all of
fine.
them?
Morel literally holds a sheet, like a wall for a shield. We should probably take him too.
Yeah. We'll
Look,
take
we can
him.
use the barricade to break up the troops, take them on in hopefully smaller numbers. We got a lot of us that can hit them from farther away than most of these orcs usually carry, especially because we're not dealing with the Black Spear tribe. So let's use the distance to our advantage. Send shots at them before they ever get to melee range, and when they do, hopefully use the barricades to get the upper hand.
If we can, let's bring as many of our companions as possible, aka full house. And Rufa might have a plan if we could get a couple of barrels of and bottles of Alchemist Fire.
I know it's not what you meant, but I really did imagine the cast of Full House joining us on this event.
Just seeing like Joey going, "You got it, dude."
Oh no.
All right. Cool. So
I
you
would send a message to Ozmara to join Tobias and Morale.
Oh.
And can
Alright.
we get the Alchemist Fire?
You can make it. They don't really have anyone on staff that can dedicate a lot of resources to create what I think I know what you're getting at with that arbalist and your thing. They can't get enough. That's gonna work there.
No. I was thinking put it on top of the tower. If we needed to let it fall, at least it'll also blow up.
I see. Well, either way, you can make that. They don't really have enough people, but you can give me now a crafting check to make that on the way.
I was gonna say, can we find the local brewery and get as much pure undiluted alcohol?
Yeah. Ian, what's up? You made it a face. You okay?
I just like great sins will be committed if we're taking anything out of a brewery or a distillery or hell, a home situation.
Okay. Pitch and tar and basically anything flammable we could get that's in liquid form.
Right. See, I have a god now and her name's Rochelle and I can't act against her. And so taking anything from a distillery or brewery would be way against my tenets if I'm not vibing in it. But anything else that's flammable, I'm all for it.
Pitch and tar?
Yeah, great, cool. Can't drink that.
At least you shouldn't.
Yeah, pitch and tar and rags and flint and steel.
Sure. So I'm going to fast forward this a lot. We're going to be moving ahead a bit. You have all of your NPCs, including Asimra, who is also there. I imagine Joey's probably gonna be shacking up with like at Isuo's protection house while this is going on. Yeah, shacking up was not the right word. I regret that. But moving on. I didn't say that.
Babysitting. Babysitting.
Yeah, we're moving on. So you have Morel, Hera, Antigone, Tobias, and Asimra.
Joey. I'm just kidding. Not Joey.
Joey's just
we're train him to be a scout. Train him to be
I'm watching murder. So it is a the bats fly out and they land. When the bats kind of it's almost like a big arc. They take their arc and they land in the middle of the night. As you start to land, you start to feel the heavy pounding of rain. The storm that Nadir promised you has been granted. And the battlefield in front of you is being pelted by this promise. And in front of you, you see destruction as homes, though vacant and empty, have been ripped from the ground and the wood just splintered about. The barricade still stands, but it is covered in scraps and metal and the violent debris of the fight. And at this point in time, you realize that there is a major contingency of this army fighting its way into and up the tower. From what you can see with the torches inside the tower, there's fighting on every level of this corkscrew interior. And at the very top, you can hear combat and shouting as Zaka is already at the top of the tower and violence is carrying out. We are about to enter a race against time, as you only have 8 actions to get 6 successful actions to race up to the top of the tower and fight Zaka.
Can I do a action before that just to make sure we have a keystone part of the bottom tower that we could just kind of nudge if we need a GTFO and have it fall on them?
I am going to say no. That will take way too much time with a tower this well built. But Joe, could you please play the car chase music, please? And
Also,
once that
Tobias,
gets going,
have mercy.
and once that music goes, we will start with the chase.
8.
8. I'm sorry, 9. You have 9 rounds to get 6 completed obstacles.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We get points if we skip the obstacles.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think we could. I have a step that we could just automatically get up. Do you want to automatically get up the tower or have a way automatically get down from the tower?
Jumping.
No, I gotta wait for us to safety. All of us to safety get GTFO instantly.
I don't want to
have the
call.
GTFO.
I don't want to call too far back on our October episodes, but there's definitely a chance that Woodward's just gonna yell "Bat!" and then fly to the top of the tower to go fight Zaka. If there's windows, I assume there's windows, or the tower would be useless.
All right. Now,
is the tower about a mile up?
No. Anyway, now I need everyone, as the chase starts, I need you all to start with your first obstacle, which is you enter towards the tower. You see a large contingency of guards and goblins fighting around the entrance to the tower. It is a thick fight. I need a DC 19 check. You get to decide what skill you are going to use on that obstacle. However, I need 5 case points, meaning I need 5 successes. They don't have to be from the same person. If there's a critical success, that will count as 2. If you don't get 5 successes, that means you are stuck at this obstacle and have to do it again. That's why it's a race against time. You have 9 rounds to complete 6 obstacles.
And the obstacle is the gobos fighting. Okay.
Yep, so you have a bunch of goblins and a bunch of people, and they're clogging the entrance to the tower with their combat.
Got it.
Nature check.
All right, what do you use the nature check for?
Nature check on gobos. How does the nature of gobos make them susceptible to our attacks?
Okay, give me a perception check for that.
What fine wording.
Yes. Yeah, a perception check is 29.
Okay, yeah, awesome. That's a critical success.
Yes.
Anyone else?
Athletics check to push through the crowd.
Athletics check. DC's 19. Give me the athletics check.
I'm gonna do the same thing, except like a cop on a horse at Mardi Gras. I'm gonna try to like part them out of the way.
30 20.
30 20. Awesome. All right, give me whatever skill check you're doing for that. Athletics, go right ahead.
Athletics, yeah.
I'm gonna make a acrobatics check to basically, like, what was it called? That crouching tiger, hidden dragon, wuxia, flip, and all that stuff over all the goblins.
Heck yeah, give me the acrobatics check.
Yeah, I already did, which is a 28.
Not quite a critical success, but still a success. Kylie, what's your skill check?
I'm doing athletics and I got 21 and I'm barreling through behind Ichi.
All right, Ian, what was the number on your athletics check?
I think that's 5 successes, which gets us through because I came up with a 13.
Not a critical fail. You don't lose anything.
Hey.
So you flip, you run. Sidney, you are able to perceive if there's a small gap. The goblins are wee and tiny, and if you are big, you can probably just kind of step over a few of them tactically.
Does this mean I can pick up Woodward and?
I spell special.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you're able to get past the first obstacle. 1 round, 1 obstacle. Next up, the minute you get inside, you see this giant monstrosity turn towards you. The blue frost troll takes a huge breath. In this Arctic cold, starts to just pummel on top of you. I need you all to either make a reflex save or make a skill check with this cone of cold breath being breathed all over the entrance.
Bone of cold. I like that.
Thank you.
You said a reflex save?
Yes.
Reflex is 31.
I
That's a critical
have
success.
a 30 on my reflex.
Okay.
You said aura skill check, so we can justify something else.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
no cantrips?
I will let that be a nature check for you, Mr. Druid.
Ooh.
Can
Not
do-
doing great. I got a 16.
Okay. Unfortunately, that will be a failure.
Can I do a nature check on the frost troll?
What do you want to use the nature check for?
To see if the nature of the frost troll. Perception check.
Do you want to make another perception check?
Sure.
Okay.
I want to perceive if this frost troll.
While you're doing that, Sam, what was your check again?
So, is there? I'm trying to think of a way to justify athletics. Is there anything around I can like pick up and with brute force like resist the onslaught of ice particles?
Oh yeah, there are the scattered debris
Like a
of combat.
goblin.
Oh, you could definitely pick up a. This is gonna be so macabre. You can definitely pick up the corpse of a dead goblin if you wish to.
Valid.
All right.
Gobsicle.
A gobsicle hero point and give me that athletics check.
It's a 25.
Oh my god. Okay.
Also, you want
my
to
God.
give us all hero points.
I did. I gave everyone extra hero points before we broke, around the time we broke, so everyone gets another
Ooh.
hero point as well. What is that perception check, Miss Alona?
26.
26. I love it. So, a lot of you jump out of the way of the oncoming ice. Deft and quick on it, the whole breathing gave it away, and you jump out just as the ice starts to litter the ground, and you see spikes and crystals just grow from the floor immediately. You grab a dead goblin, you bring it up, and it's almost like instantaneous. You can feel it getting heavy in your arms, and you throw it down, and you see its back is completely covered in rime and frost, instantaneously, half frozen, shatters on impact.
No rhyme or reason to that.
I can only give you 3 hero points. Don't keep
That was good.
You're able to then skirt around the troll as it's too slow to turn around and see you. It's in a very tight space for its very large frame. And the frost troll is behind you, slamming its axe down and trying to get another breath up. And you see a large spiral staircase going to the top, where you know that Zaka was from outside. You heard the fighting happen. Going up the stairs to get to the top is the only option available to you. Instinctually, you start to try and run to it. However, there's gray ash orcs fighting some of the guard contingency that's still alive in this tower. Your next obstacle is a bunch of gray ash orcs who are looking at the guards in front of them and you behind them. What do you do?
I'm gonna do some hardcore parkour with acrobatics.
All right, acrobatics.
I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm gonna use a hero point to re-roll that.
Okay.
Because I originally rolled a 4. That's not gonna help. Ooh, this is a lot better. Let's see. Do some math. Total is 28.
Success. Who else is going to go next?
I'll go next. I keep rolling really well on these checks. Makes up for earlier. Anyway, I'd like to use a performance check to distract some people so other people can get through.
Okay. What was the total number?
29.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure enough, some of the orcs are looking right at you, and as they do, they turn from the battle, and the guards just pummel them in the back of the head, and they fall from the stairs, giving you a lot more room to move through this battle. Kylie, what's yours?
So I used a hero point because I rolled a 3, and then got a nat 20 on acrobatics.
What?
Nice.
Flips all over. the place.
And I'm going to hardcore parkour and jump to one side of the wall and like push off to just kind of like skirt around.
Nicely done. Yeah, you're able to do so, like walking on the wall as if it was floor, very gracefully. Sam, what was did we already get your roll?
You have not yet, and it is an athletics roll, and I'm going to pull out my maul and just start like bashing, like knocking people over, bashing people to the side, to just brute force a pathway, because that's what I'm good at, and that was a 29.
Heck yeah. You just start parting this sea of orcs. Just they're flying and falling quite a little ways to the ground below them. Woodward, what was your action?
I'm actually going to have Mush, if I can, use my action. And I'm gonna roll an intimidation check to just try to get them away from a badger that's the same size as they are, since it's a medium creature now.
That's a good point. He's massive. Go right ahead, make intimidation check.
It's a beefy boy.
That's a, let's see, 18. 24 intimidation check for the badger that comes up in front of Woodward.
Success. The badger comes running through, and the gray orcs, the gray ash orcs, just kind of like just stand still, watching this massive badger just like tear through their ranks. You easily get past the third obstacle. You are at 3 out of 9 obstacles. If you keep up the success rates, you'll have no problems. That being said, you're now breaking through the combat. You've noticed a large iron gate closed on the cylindrical staircase going up to prevent anyone going through, even you. Now, if you want to, I need a free perception check, or you guys can attempt to just solve the problem of the gate now.
Can
22.
I roll a thievery to pick the lock? Because I do have a set of lock picks.
No lock, but I did
Okay.
your 22 perception check.
Yeah, also did a 22 perception check.
Cool.
Twinsies.
So you two like hit the gate. You kind of look around trying to find a solution. You look and you notice that there's about a 10-foot gap where you're standing in this giant tower. Stone column in the center, but over the stone column is a giant pallet attached to a wooden gondola and a pulley system.
Can I roll with my? Oh, sorry. Fatty, were you going to do something?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, could I use my whip to whip it over and kind of use the whip as extended thing to kind of pull it towards us?
You can use it to swing to it if you'd like to.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a large, like, it's there to like haul massive amounts of supplies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Indiana Jones it.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Let's see. Add plus. Where is it? That is a 25.
All right, success. You land gracefully on your feet. The rest of you, what are you gonna do?
I'm not entirely sure I can make that jump. My one question, Mush actually he can burrow 10 feet. It says in the description on the ground. Is ground of the tower, earth is an earth of the earth. Is the stone too hard for him to get past, or how is this tower built?
It is a stone masonry structure.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be difficult
Totally
for him to
fine.
break through.
Then I'm gonna try to use my I'm actually gonna use a crafting check to try to get past the gate to see if I can get leverage on it to break it.
Okay.
I technically have a lance.
Yeah, you can do a crafting check or an athletics check with a +4.
Can I assist with athletics?
You can do another athletics check yourself if you'd wish to kind of help bend the bars a bit more.
Using a hero point. Much better.
Woo!
Let's see. 25. Athletics check.
And a
Yeah.
30.
Yeah,
Or
so
whatever
you
I'm doing help.
you start working on that door or the iron gate, which is like the spiky one with the lattice in it, and you start kind of making one of the edges bend and bend and bend until it looks like it's big enough you can kind of squeeze through. Ichi, you grab a hold of his two hands and you just Hulk rip that entire segment of the thing wide open. All right.
And then I'm like, you can fit it here too. We're small.
Thanks.
Next up, we have Alona and Chunbus. What are you doing?
I'm jumping.
Acrobatics check.
19.
You make a huge jump over to the pallet. As you do, you start realizing you're about to come up a little short. Give me an acrobatics check to hold onto the ledge, or you're going to fall directly where the frost troll is.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Damn.
Hell yeah. You succeed. You grab it and you Assassin's Creed yourself right back up onto the pallet with Rufa. Sidney, what are you doing?
To help Alona, can Rufa just kind of swing the other end of the whip towards her?
I will take that aid. I'll take it.
Yeah.
How much aid can you give me? How much is
Be
it?
a-
1 point?
I'll give you a +2 for that whip.
+2?
Yeah.
I got dirty 20.
There you go.
That's what I needed.
That
That's
was
what I needed. 'Cause I was scared.
Okay.
It was rough.
It was a little rough, but you got all 5 success points on this one. Now we split the party. There are 3 people on the gondola going up. The minute you hit, you can kind of start pulling casually as you start moving your way up. The other 2 have
And a
ripped
badger.
through and a badger. Absolutely. And the other 2 are starting to make their way up the spiral staircase. Now, this is where things get weird, because I didn't expect the team to split. So, I need everyone to give me a perception check for this next obstacle. You are halfway done with the rounds given to you.
28.
Dirty 20.
24.
19.
Okay.
22, low light.
Okay.
In case it matters.
Everyone but Ichi. As you're going what was your Sydney? Were you the 19?
No, I was,
I
saying
was
I also
19.
have low light vision. In
Oh.
case it's helpful.
Okay. All right. So Ichi, then everyone but Ichi. So as you start going up your respective routes, the gondola is slowly rising, and the 2 are making their way around the side. Everyone but Ichi sees your shadows start to get longer and wider across the gondola floor and the wall of the stone. You hear this as a wolfhawk deer, Perryton, dives at you. Everyone give me a DC 21 check, except for Ichi, who gets a -2
No.
to her check because she did not see the Perryton coming.
How
What type
did
of
you
check
not
is it?
see it?
I was
Let's go.
distracted.
Any skill you want to. to get out of the way of this descending monstrosity.
Use one of them hero points.
How many did we need?
You need to get a DC 21.
Can I pray at it?
Hold on.
Pray at it to go away.
Yeah.
My goddess is the goddess of light.
Yeah, I think I can mess with that. Let's have some fun.
Okay. 23.
Now I just want to use a will saving throw just to will it not to hit me. Like I want to see how far I can stretch this. Let's just have some fun.
Gotta get creative.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're doing all these checks. Gotta make them like something different. Clown lore.
Clown lore.
Clown lore.
I wanted to start with that. The person who had the negatives. Sam, what was your check?
You said it was a -2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a dirty 20, and I'm gonna roll fortitude to try to just like when it comes for me to just be like,
Okay.
be bulky. Beautiful.
DC 20 fortitude. Unfortunately, that will not be a success. The creature digs its claws in you, and you are going to take 1 second here. You're going to take 7 damage from its claws. This will go against your HP.
Intense.
Now I need to know. So what's the other numbers? So the religion check was a success. Is that correct? Cool. Michael, what was yours?
I'm literally just taking one of my alchemist fires that I actually still have, and just smashing into the face of that bird. So basically using a thrown attack.
All right, roll to hit. What was the
I
total?
already did, which is a 28.
Oh, that hits. That hits. All right. He does not like that at all. As the fire starts to ignite, his eyes are just covered in fire and shards of glass, and it can't quite shake it out enough. Kylie, what are you doing?
Mine was a 21 reflex. I'm going to dodge and slap it.
You dodge and you slap it on the snoot after Michael just smashes this thing on his face. The fire going out, you slap it goes, as it just kind of like whimpers away in confusion. Ian, what are you doing?
I'm using my last hero point. I got my... I was going to use a survival check, and I got a 20, which wasn't good enough. So I decided to use a hero point to re-roll, and I got a nat 1. Oh, we're just going to try again. I figured I'd leave it live for TV.
And one more time.
Nope. I still came up short. I'm empty-handed with a survival check of 13.
All right. It is a failure. It's not a critical failure. It's a critical failure will actually take one of your success points away. But in this round, you are only 3 out of the 5 necessary to get away from this obstacle. Round 5 has passed. You're now about to start round 6 out of 9. Be very careful. You're starting to run out of room here. You just need 2 more successes to bypass these Perytons who are still trying to attack you.
Rude.
Who's going to do what?
I'm the only one who knew what it was, and I still can't fight it.
Bringing out the mall. I mean,
Nice.
Can I Mario stomp one of them?
You
With
can
acrobatics?
give me an acrobatics check to jump over it?
No, I'm
You
gonna
can
jump
jump
on
on it.
top
You
of it using my
Yeah.
Rubik's
Yeah. Go right ahead.
bloop, bloop.
Yeah.
So that's a 30 to smash.
Oh my god. Okay. You were 1 point away from a critical success on that, but you are so successful. Whap! It just connects, and you can hear it again whimper.
Oh,
As
no,
the
now I
thing
feel
just-
bad.
Well, it is part wolf's whimper. Sorry. Michael, what was your Mario jump check?
That was a 24. Rufus says, I learned this from a friendly plumber once.
All right. And you jump on it, and sure enough, you hear this bring, 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 bring. You get no money. It's just for comedy. You start making your way up the stairs. If those on the gondola wish to, you see that there's a thing with the rope. It's got a counterbalance. If you cut it, it would just start to shoot and skyrocket to the top. Do you wish to do that? Wish to cut the rope?
Who's on the gondola?
That would be Michael and Kylie. Oh, and Sidney. I'm sorry, and Sidney. Yeah.
That seems like a smart thing to do.
Okay. So cutting the rope, you hear this shh, and the gondola just rushes. The two of you see this gondola just take off, running your short legs as fast as you can. You finally get to the top level of the tower. As you get to the top level of the tower, you see that there's just one door between you, the roof, Zaka, and everything else. Around this door, this swirling blue smoke just kind of creates a wall around the door. And stepping from the smoke, you see what looks like the visage of an ephemeral, ghostly orc. Crosses their arms and stares at you. The last obstacle is this ghost orc and this smoke wall. What do you do?
What does the ghost orc look like? Does it have any noticeable features?
Regrettably, no. It looks very generic. It has kind of a bald head, no hair. Some of its tusks are on full display. Large and imposing form.
I have a feat called Known Weakness. It says, whenever I devise a stratagem, I could also attempt a recall knowledge as part of this action. So basically, notice a weakness of this thing.
Well, you can give me an occultism check.
All right. Second. Calculator. And do I get a +1 because this is part of the Green War?
I'm going to say no because it's a chase scene.
All right. Then that would be a 29.
Oh, no, only a 29. That's definitely a critical success, Michael.
Yay!
Yeah, no, occultism. You start realizing this is actually a spell-like effect, a ritual of some sort that's being maintained, and you start trying to work against it. It's not easy. It's going to take a lot of effort. Who wants to go next?
All right. Rufa's going to let the party know about this, though. There's a spell-like effect. We're going to have to work extra honor with this.
So do I get the sense this is actually a ghostly entity? It's not like an illusion or anything?
Yeah, you definitely get the spirits from your land are telling you this is definitely the spirits of someone else.
Okay, I'm gonna rage, and with the spirit energy, ghost recognizes ghost. I'm going to attempt to intimidate my way through this situation.
All right, give me an intimidation check, and because you have the ghost on your side, I'll give you a +1.
Ooh. Hero point!
Mm-hmm.
Good thing I made so many puns. That's a dirty 20.
Unfortunately, that will not be enough for the DC of this check. You try to scare it, and the ghost looks at you and just roars back in your face. You're still doing pretty good. You have 2 successes out of the 5 needed. Sidney, what are you gonna do?
I just want to say last time, I don't think you got what I rolled.
Oh, I'm
I don't
so
know
sorry.
if it matters. I rolled a nat 1 last time.
Oh, technically that would have mattered because that would have taken away one of the successes, but there would have been 2 more opportunities to cancel that out. So I will say we can just kind of bypass that for now.
I'm gonna roll again. And I'm going to do performance for a 22. And I'm going to do my best to
Ghost dance.
yeah. Not
Okay.
even joking.
Sure. Yeah, you do the ghost dance. The ghost has like that Buckingham Palace thing where he's not maybe he's doing like a little with you, but unfortunately, the DC was not met.
What?
The DC for the ghost dance for performance was not met.
Crap.
Let me make a call real quick.
Kylie, what is your check?
So I haven't made one yet, but I want to try something. You can tell me what I should roll.
Okay.
If I say an orc who's died name, does anything happen? If I'm like,
You can make a diplomacy check for that.
cool. Yeah, definitely. I'm good at those. I'm not good at those.
Luck's running out.
Oh boy. Okay.
Why did I say I was rolling well?
I have another hero. Wait, I have another hero point. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on, math. I thought I knew it at first, so I just want to double check. 23 for diplomacy.
Wait for that will miss the DC for this by 1 point.
Wish I could aid. Darn.
Doing rough.
I wasn't gonna go reroll because it was cocked, but then I was like, no, it's okay, it's fine, and I should have.
Ian, your choice, sir. What are you gonna do with this ghost door?
In case the ghost, you know what? I'm gonna roll to hit, and I'm going to try to strike it with my animal staff since it's a magic weapon.
Okay. The DC to do that with is a 24. Roll to hit.
Gross. Woo. That's a 18. I got a 25 to hit.
Nice.
I cannot believe it. Okay.
All right.
I believe it's a D6 for a staff.
Go ahead and roll that.
So not bad. Are staffs finesse weapons?
I don't recall. They're either agile or finesse or both. Let's just call it finesse for now.
Okay. 6 plus that, 7 damage.
Nice. Okay. All right. The ghost just kind of. Nice. He kind of swears in Orcish and then kind of comes back, but he's just really favoring that wound you gave him on his head. You have 3 out of the 5 successes needed. We're now starting, I believe, the 7th round, which means there's a chance. If you do this just right, this is the last round you need. Now, I will say at this point, you probably figured out that some DCs are a little different. Occultism was 19. Other checks, 24. There's one more skill you can choose, the DC of 21. That being said, who wants to go first?
Really quick. So what Ian did, it proves that this thing is solid.
I mean,
not ethereal.
Ghosts are ghosts. Ghosts can be hit.
Yeah, it's hit with a magical weapon.
I do have my whip is magical.
Go for it.
If you want to roll to hit, sure, go right ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could trip it.
You could try. It seems to be levitating though.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Something else, go ahead. I'll try to go back to the drawing board.
Arcana for 28.
That is a success. You are realizing that there is someone pouring energies behind this door into this ritual or spell-like effect, creating this barrier, which is why you see things like when you hit it with a magical weapon, there seems to be an effect. It's weakening. It is so close to being done. One more person. One more success. That's all you need.
I don't think mine's gonna do it. Well, maybe 22 for athletics to hit with my retribution axe.
That will be shy of the DC by 2 points. That will be a miss.
Alas.
I'm trying to figure out what I could do with occultism other than just get information from it.
Well, Kylie. Oh, yeah? Yeah, no, what's
So
up?
can I roll occultism to help Kylie's action? Give her a bonus.
I'm going to say, because it is an obstacle, that it would be useful to help. That's tough. I'll tell you what, since that's how you want to do it, let's have Kylie do her thing first. We'll figure your thing out second. So, Kylie, what's your thought?
I don't know anymore. I'm gonna assume there's a. Oh no! I'm gonna assume there's a handle to this door. My computer's gonna run out of battery.
Oh no!
There's a doorknob.
There is a doorknob, but it's covered in ghost mist. At ghost orc.
Let's try diplomacy
Ectoplasm.
again.
What was that?
Diplomacy. God damn it!
Not a success. Okay. All right, Michael. I think at this time we just need a win here. What are you gonna do?
Can I do this? Can I use my whip? Rufus' whip is going to shoot out, wrap around the the doorknob, and rip the door open that way.
If you can make an athletics DC 24 check, go right ahead.
All right, let's do this thing.
Let's do this thing.
Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is my calculator? There it is. That is a 25.
Beats it by 1 point.
Yeah.
Yay!
So just at the top of the 8th round, just before the 8th round would start, you finally grab the door and you rip it off the hinges. It moves through the ghost, and it just, all the ghost smoke dissipates, and the ghost vanishes like smoke in the night wind. And as the door is ripped off and you move through, you see the opening to the tower in the night air, the rain pelting down. In front of you, you see the spirit guardian with these long trinkets just trying to focus on channeling. He sighs, looks to you, and then gestures behind him to Zaka, who is currently just going toe-to-toe with like 20 men, and he's trying to cut through to this gigantic convex brass plate that's easily 30 feet tall, 30 feet in diameter. And as you break out and move through here, the spirit guardian looks to you all and he says, Zaka is a very wounded creature. He is dealing with a pain that he has never before understood. If you kill him, I cannot stop you, and I will not involve myself in this fight. It is not my fight. I just ask that you be either thorough or patient. May the spirits guide you, and may your heart inform your choices. And with that, he turns, picks up a staff, slams it down, and Zaka looks up mid-battle, kind of punches one of the guards in the face, and they drop, and he goes, "You promised me. You promised that you would help me." "I did. I brought those that you say harmed you. Now you can either kill them, or you can work on yourself." "Thank you, then. You brought them to me to die. And I will be so happy to avenge my brother's death." And this is where we end episode 60 of Edge of Legend. When we come back for episode 61, the fight with Zaka, and we're going to see what happens with this whole fight. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight for Edge of Legend episode 60. We hope to see you next week. And until then, we are going to say our goodbyes, starting with Mr. Michael Powell. Mr. Michael Powell, tell them who you are and where they can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, as always, I am the dastardly, dashing Michael Powell, and you can find me all over the internet on my social media, which is at Mr. Kapow, that's MRKAPAO, or my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Michael Powell Does Stuff, because I do a lot of stuff, like my YouTube channel, which is Fantastic Tales of Adventure, or my new horror channel, Dastardly Tales of Horror. And let's see, my upcoming schedule is tomorrow. I will be, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be on the Toyzilla Network for Toyzilla Live, where I do a talk show where we talk about the new toys and collectibles. Then right after that is at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is live action roleplay for Purgatory Cafe, where I believe I will be joined by the always amazing Sam. And let's see what else. Friday, I will be on the Johananon Twitch channel for Modern Age, which is basically Mighty Max the TTRPG, where yours truly plays an Asian-coded Mighty Max.
Heck yeah. All right, next up, Sidney. Please, Sidney, tell us all about you. Where are you? Where we can find you?
Hello, my name is Sidney Rubino. You can find me all over the internet at Sidney Rubino. I have a YouTube channel that I'm going to start making videos on again. If you like stories or like being read to or like morals from fairy tales, I have a YouTube channel that does a lot of stories up on it already. Basically, we read stories together or I read them to you, and afterwards we talk about what we're meant to learn from those stories. So if that sounds enjoyable to you, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be uploading new videos soon. I'm very tired. Yeah. But yeah, that's me. Woo!
Woo!
Well, next up, Kylie, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello, I'm Kylie, or I go by Kai. It really doesn't matter at this point. You can find me at Kai's Wonderful Life pretty much everywhere on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good jazz. When I am not here, I am usually over at Chromatic Dice on Friday nights at about 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time while we are streaming our new D&D campaign. I have just met my patron who currently wants me to let them out of this book that I hold. It's wild. And we're in the middle of a siege. So that's fun too. I play with Alec the Bard, Odin's Son, Game Master Craig, Taylor and Tracy, all those fun people who you probably know from TikTok if you're on the Clock app like me all the time. On Sundays at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I am over at Asgard D&D Adventures playing the gunslinger Sassy who just got her boyfriend back from the dead. It's a great time. You should also check that out. This Saturday, and this Saturday only, I am over on Rolling for Charity for our 24-hour charity stream. That is going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's with all these wonderful arts and crafts people, and I will be doing I guess I'll be designing a grimoire for this warlock from my Fridays campaign. So, if you want to see some worlds collide, come hang out. And that's over at twitch.tv/This Show Is a Mimic. 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there. It's for charity. It's great.
So, next up, Sam, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, hello, I'm Sam Sterling, and you can find me all over the internet at Hey Sam Sterling. And yes, tomorrow I'm very excited to be back at Purgatory Cafe. I missed the last 2 shows, and I'm excited to see what one of the co-dukes of hell has been up to. Is it spreadsheets? It's probably been spreadsheets. And other than that, that's mostly what I got planned until next week. So yeah, come hang out.
All right. Last but certainly not least, Ian, please tell them who you are and where they can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hey y'all, my name is Ian. You can find me on the internet, basically on our Discord and Twitter, at Bearded Scald. That's all I participate in as far as social media goes. Outside of that, Witch and Heathen is my company that I run with my fiance. We make candles and all sorts of home goods. We're going to be starting our December sales and stuff a little bit earlier at the end of this month. So as those things start to roll out, I will let you guys know. But in the meantime, go check out, I don't know if everyone saw my t-shirt, The Type and Pint, and thetypeandpint.com. They have a lot of cool stuff, good stuff, as it says on their business card. Go check them out. And see what you can get there. This t-shirt's available and a few other designs of what you would like. Support your local artists when you can. Much love, guys, and thank you for watching.
Heck yeah. I guess it's just me left. Hi, my name is PJ Megaw. You can find me all over the internet at pj.megaw, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can find me, and let's have fun. When I'm out here with these awesome legends, you can find me Tuesdays with Michael Powell doing At the Table, Mondays for a little while doing Strength of Thousands with Tabletop Rolls on Twitch. Tomorrow night, I believe from I want to say 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Might be 6 to 9. My brain is a mess. You will find me doing the D&D 5e show with twitch.tv/bluecollardm. We had our game 2 weeks ago. It was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to be playing with, I believe, the full cast tomorrow night. On this Saturday, 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be doing a game with Waffles Maple Syrup, Their player Varso is going to be, I believe, GMing their first time. So we're going to be having some D&D goodness. Come tune in to that on twitch.tv/waffle maple syrup to see us just have fun and play the D-to-Ds. The D-to-Ds. Until then, we'll see you here, same that time, same that channel, for the Heroes of Tomorrow at Edge of Legend. Thank you so much. Oh, and before I go, as I'm typing in the raid, I want to give a huge thank you to F.E. Burton for that amazing sub. Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you so much, F.E. Burton. Really, really does mean the world and helps us out tremendously. And until then, be good to each other. We'll see you here next time for episode 61. Rating in 3, 2, 1.
They're playing Star Wars.